The 7th round of the 2019 Outsider Racing League Championship brings us one round closer to the chase at the end of the season. Tonight we take on 2 miles at the Auto Club Speedway in a race that's sure to be as entertaining as Daytona and Talladega. Hello and welcome to SimTV. Tonight, we take on the Auto Club Speedway, a 2-mile course out here in Fontana, California. My name, of course, is Kyle Heyer, joined tonight by Finian DeCuna. Finian, always excited to race Auto Club, but even more excited to race it under the lights. The intensity and action always seems to pick up once the sun goes down.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how this race plays out, especially with this new package, seeing these guys race in a pack. And the good thing, too, we're racing at night, so that pack should be pretty strong and pretty effective for quite a while. These guys have a lot of grip to work with the cooler temperatures on the track, and we'll see how it plays out. Currently at the top, it's going to be Jeremy Miller in the 30 on the top for qualifying with 1:30 left.
Qualifying just coming to a close here shortly, and of course, qualifying at Fontana in any other circumstance, any other era of racing would probably be very important. Tonight, we expect racing a lot like Daytona or Talladega, so I don't know how important it is tonight other than to avoid the wrecks. I do know that right now, though, Jeremy Miller sits on top of the pole. He's our winner from Daytona. Maybe this racetrack is going to play into his skill set tonight as Casey Lakatos comes on through in 9th. If you want to watch Casey Lakatos' perspective, there is a link to his point of view live stream in the video description, so make sure to click on that, tell him we sent you, and enjoy the start of this race tonight from his perspective. It's going to be a very entertaining race, and I bet it'll look awesome out his front windshield as well as right here on SimTV. So a couple things to note is that a few drivers have formed new teams. Bruce Boyer and then also Brandon Key, or actually it was Brandon Bowers and Brandon Key formed Bowers Key Motorsports, yeah. I think. So there is a new team there as well. The 5 of Christopher has jumped over to a different team. It has Chevrolet Camaro with Alpine stars on the side of that car tonight. So a bunch of new teams, new drivers, new action. But interesting to note, Finney, that almost half the field has not qualified. Did we expect that? I would say we did.
Yeah, we were actually just talking with Zach Halper, and he was thinking about not qualifying. Of course, he's put a time down. Currently in 9th place. But, yeah, so half the field deciding to stay in the back, maybe wait this one out just a little bit in the front. I hope that a wreck doesn't happen because, you know, with a whole bunch of guys in the front, a wreck can definitely happen early, and you don't want to get yourself involved.
So up at the front, Jeremy Miller and Robert Gabbo were at the top of the board for qualifying. Tonight's race is going to be 95 laps as we take on... Hey, that actually worked, the formatting I did. 190 miles tonight, Finian. So that tells me that this race is actually shorter than Atlanta was last week. And we saw a crash on lap 2 at Atlanta. Do we expect to see action soon in the race, or do you think it'll pick up as the night goes on?
I think we're going to see... I think it's probably going to pick up more towards the end of the race. Just looking at the track, it looks like there's really not that much rubber down on it at all. So I think once rubber gets down, these guys are going to have more grip to work with, and we'll see how that affects these guys as the race goes on.
Waiting for a couple more cars to grid, because there are a few I wanted to look at, one of them being... Angelo Ronis' number 29. We're talking strong paint scheme game in the dark. Well, I guarantee you that 29 car is going to have a hot-looking scheme, and let's take a gander right here. Oh, boy. That is a piece of work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know what to say about that, Finian, but you don't see them like that a whole lot, do you?
Yeah, you really don't, but, I mean, I guess... I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. But Angelo Ronis starting...
back in the field. We're going to run through the starting lineup here in just a second. Let's take a look at our conditions here this evening. 75 in the air, 76 on the racetrack. That tells me fast, grippy, and I think we're going to see an extremely close race. Remember the last time we were here, back when I think it was VRL still then, we saw an extremely entertaining close race, especially at the front of the field. Some tempers flying as well. So as we get ready to bring you the grid, just keep an eye on that temperature tonight because it's not going to drop. It's not going to gain any degrees. It's going to stay pretty much there all night and be pretty constant conditions for these drivers this evening.
Yeah, it looks like we're waiting on Jeff Wright in the 48 to get on the grid.
As well as Bruce Boyer.
Yeah, so win for those two.
And one of them has jumped on. That was Jeff. Nope, someone else just popped into existence there. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. On the front row is going to be Jeremy Miller in his number 30. He's from New Jersey. He starts alongside Robert Gabba from Illinois on the outside of the first row.
And moving back to row number 2 in 3rd place, we're going to have Joseph Gali in the 12 on the inside lane. Outside of him, Jordan Ashland in the 27th will be starting in 4th.
Moving on back to row number 3, that's going to be Bailey Turner in the number 24. He's from California. Martin Sproul in the number 19. He's had a successful postseason last year. We'll see if he can do that again this year. He starts 6th.
Yeah, moving back in 7th, we got Tim Downey Jr. on the inside in the 25 car. Outside of him in the 6th will be Elliott Butler, who will be starting in 8th.
Moving on back to row number 5, Zach Halpern in the 26, and Casey Lakatos in the number 50. Halpern from Florida, Lakatos from the Midwest. Again, his onboard view available in the link in the video description.
Now let the rest of the starting lineup come across the bottom of the screen here as everyone's getting out on the oval. Looked like Casey Lakatos had some trouble getting the car started and up to speed there. He goes a little bit delayed on pit lane.
So as we get ready for 95 laps tonight, this is a short race by ORL standards, about an hour long if we go green to the end. I expect this action to pick up very quickly. I expect to see 3 and maybe even 4 wide the first couple laps. But do you think it'll single file out at any point, or do you think this will be pretty much a pack race at some point?
I think it's going to be a pack race, especially considering it's really nice and cool. These guys have a lot of racetrack to work with. I think they're definitely going to use all that racetrack to work with, especially on the outside. We see the runs on the corner on the outside be very effective in a run. And we'll see what these guys can do here as pace cars ducking in.
30 cars strong here at Auto Club Speedway, round number 7, and our trek towards the chase. Robert Gaba alongside Jeremy Miller, the winner from Daytona, waiting for the green. Green flag flies. We're racing at Auto Club.
Already getting a little bit
Whoa, no! The 12, Yusuf Ghali spins down to the apron on the opening lap, and he's going to be out of the race early, and he's got a lot of ground to make up as chaos ensues at the front of the field. Miller tries to drive away.
Oh, and that's really unfortunate. Actually, speaking of which, too, looks like Jeff Ray started from the pits back in 29, but up in the front is Jeremy Miller and Robert Gaba going at it.
Wow, a dramatic start.
Oh,
3 wide up the middle. Tim Downey Jr., Martin Sproul, and Jordan Ashland for the lead. Gaba down to the inside.
Very aggressive move from the 75 of Gaba, almost wrecking the 30 here in lap 3. Very entertaining opening start to this race. It looks like Jeremy Miller is going to lead lap 1.
The drama starts early. The 12 of Yusuf Ghali, 14 seconds back. Look at them all on the apron. The 24 car swings to the outside trying to get a run.
Trying to get a run, trying to find a place to go. There's nowhere to go. He's got Miller and Gaba right in front of him. He's just going to sit in behind the 75 for now. In behind them, it's a scramble.
Nose to tailed on the back straighter. Protect that white line with everything you got. Drama all over the racetrack. The 24 looking up the middle. 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, 3 over the lead. Up the middle he will go. And it looks like Miller's going to back out of it for now. And it's going to get single file in the front. So Gaba's going to hold the lead.
Gaba charging in the pink number 75 to the point. The 24 looks to the outside. Miller, the pole sitter, trying to find room to race. Behind him, a hornet's nest as they complete lap number 2.
Yeah, and here comes the pack as it starts to form up in the front. Here's some guys dipping out, some guys going to the front on a charge. There's the 19 of Martin Sproul. Haven't had a chance to talk about him a whole lot this season so far. He's going to look up the middle, 3 wide on the inside of the 15.
Huge pack of cars out of turn 2 as everyone tries to find room to race. A lot of drivers. You see Alec Martinez and Casey Lakatos just trying to stay out of the fray right now. Miller back into second. Here comes Alex Bell in the 15 car to the outside.
And Gaba getting freight train now. Turner up in the lead, then the 30 of Miller, Bell, Sproul, and a whole bunch of others in behind.
I trust we're going to start to see some handling going away about 5 to 10 laps into this race. We might start to see the pack break up. We might start to see some cars slipping and sliding, but we're door to door for the lead. Turner on the inside, Miller on the outside, right against each other into turn 1.
Yeah, these guys are being very aggressive, but clean for the most part so far. Miller goes way high in turn 2. You can see him go out of there a little bit too wide. You got to watch out. If you're not careful, you can easily hit the wall on exit. Wow, how about Alex Bell? Elevator move top to bottom to the inside. He'll go 3 wide into turn 3.
Look at that move. Down to the inside in turn 3. They're going to come together, but somehow they stay apart. Here comes Bell to the bottom. Sproul up the middle, going for second.
Oh, almost doors the 30 of Jeremy Miller. That was close there for a second.
3 wide for second behind Bailey Turner. There's Reggie Ortega in the middle of the pack. Elliott Butler on the outside. Tim Downey Jr. following this massive pack into turn 1.
And these guys got to be careful here. Someone makes a mistake, they're all going to get taken out. And you never know when it's going to happen. So far, so good at the moment.
And right now, this might look crazy from our perspective, but it's kind of a carefully choreographed dance down there on the racetrack. Everyone's found themselves a little bit of room to race at this point. But up front, it's still just man on man trying to, wow, look at the 19 right down on the quarter panel, couldn't get the car rotated and had to bail out.
Yeah, he's trying to get a run on it, trying to get a side draft off the 24, couldn't get it done. Turner will leave this lap on by. Looks like they're starting to sort themselves out just a little bit up in the front.
I think we're starting to calm down a little bit, maybe just take off some laps, but this race is going by very quickly. 6 laps in, only 90 to go, really ticking them off very, very fast. Reggie Ortega in the 2 car. Hasn't exactly had the best of seasons, but he is charging forward right now as the 19 moves way over to the left to block the 30, take a run at the 24, swings back to the right for turn 3.
These guys doing a lot of swerving. Also, Elliot Butler, too, sitting in behind Reggie Ortega, who's in the 2. I was going to say Jordan Ashton for a second there, but that's Reggie Ortega there up in the front having a fight here.
Yeah, Jordan Ashton's in that blue and teal car at the top of your screen. For the lead now, Turner and Sproul. Sproul's got a big shove from the 2 of Ortega down into turn 1. High side, low side. I think the high side will pay off later in this race.
Sproul trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. On the outside, he will go. Looks like Reggie Ortega and Elliot Butler will try to follow him on with that. You see the massive run the outside line's getting off of 2. Turner can pretty much do nothing but watch.
Yeah, I see this outside lane is going to get more and more competitive, but Ortega down to the bottom. He drove in deep. He can't hold it down there, though. He's going to lose ground on exit. Now look at Bailey Turner trying to search his way back up, maybe cross under. Now back to the outside as he takes a look on the front straightaway.
It's going to be Martin Sprout in the line. A lot of different leaders so far in the early going in this race. I think we had 3 or 4 different leaders so far.
I gotta fix that graphic. We've had enough leaders. Actually, I can do this real quick. 3 lead changes so far, which seems like a very few considering how crazy it's been. But 3 wide for second for a moment, now tucked back in line. And Sproul has a commanding lead, the largest one we've seen. It's only 0.2 of a second off into 3. Turner turns right across the nose of the 2 down into 3.
Looks like Elliot Butler, he's waiting for his moment to strike. You see him working to the outside of Reggie Ortega. Also, Jeremy Miller there lurking in that 30, looking up the middle.
Bit of a bump, a bit of a push down the front straightaway. 189 miles an hour, 190 down into turn 1. Still high speeds, even with the reduced power and the increased downforce. It's definitely changed how these cars race.
Whoa.
Sproul way high out of 2, and Turner's got the lead for a moment.
Yeah, they're really starting to lose the handling of their car. And actually, I see a little bit of a... Whoa! Actually, scratch that as Elliot Butler goes way down to the inside.
Ooh, looks like the 75 of Gabo was off balance entering turn 3. Bit of a bobble, bit of a save. Drama up front.
And what I was going to say is I see a Grid Life car emerging through the front of the field. Up in 8th place is Alex Martinez, our points leader.
And what does he have to do tonight, Finney? And just protect what he's got. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do what you did last week and take out the field early in the race. Look at Ortega hunting for the bottom of the racetrack. The 24 turns right down to the quarter panel of the 19. Competitive action towards the front. And that 18 car is flying right now.
Yeah, and Turner got a good run there, but had to back out of it to make the corner. And here comes Reggie Ortega taking advantage of the 24, maybe to the inside of Martin Sproul. He goes.
Turned down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find grip there. It's going to go away as the run goes on. The outside lane will be the preferred groove by the end of the fuel run. Look at the 6 car slide right across the nose of the 30. And now side by side for second as we complete lap number 10.
Yeah, really finding that point when the grip starts to go is really going to be important because you might send it to the corner and not have the grip there one lap, so you got to really be careful and keep an eye out for when the car starts to slip.
Look at this, 18th to 6th for Alec Martinez in 11 laps. A charge forward for the number 18 Toyota, now in line using the slipstream down the back straight.
Work to the outside now with Jeremy Miller. He's starting to become a factor of this 18 car here.
He's just flying right now. He's got, I can't really say the high downforce or the full throttle tracks have been very good. Typically he's better at the tracks where you have to let off the throttle like we saw last week in Atlanta, but this is a good climb forward for him. His teammate is back in 25th on a very different strategy. We'll see how they play out as the race goes on.
Actually, Alex fell all over the racetrack, I think, trying to defend off the 33 AJ Stravato, trying to keep him at bay.
Up at the front, though, again, we're not done yet. Martin Sproul trying to taste the lead. Reggie Ortega took a look to the inside. And here comes Martinez out of line on the 24. Starting to get everyone single filed out, passing becoming more and more difficult.
Whoa.
Oh, the 75 and 30 get together out of turn 4.
Yeah, looks like they're okay for now, though a little bit of contact. You're starting to see these guys come together off the corner. And here comes Alex Bell squeezing his car in between the 30 and the wall, but won't be able to get side by side.
With the 24 all over the back of the 18 through 1 and 2, but Martinez takes his spot. He's up to 4th. Turner slips to 5th alongside the pole sitter, Jeremy Miller, and look behind him. There's the 1 of Ryan Campbell. He's a new entry tonight. AJ Stravato, Christopher Bryce Calusa, all in this fight back here. There is the 36 of Joshua Banks right in the middle of a fight off into 3.
Yeah, And you see him still in the middle there. He's got Jordan Ashton to his outside and Bryce Calusa to his inside. And these guys still going at it like the leaders were a few laps to go, and up ahead on Chris Stouffer in the 5.
Reggie Ortega all the way down on the grass. Fair and legal here. Off into turn 1 at 184 miles an hour. Trying to pull even with the 19 and clear him. He does for a moment, but now Sproul is going to carry this run onto the back straight.
You see him starting to get a little bit out of the groove there. The wall inching closer every single lap, and here comes Elliott Butler. Now it's his turn to be in the front.
Look at the run that they get on the 2 car on the back straight, but Sproul stays in line. The 6 car pops out, looks for second.
He's going to run right around the outside of the 6 car, and here comes Alec Martinez too. He's going to get a nice run. Elliott Butler to the inside. He goes. Butler on the block.
The 18 way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find room to race. He had to go to the apron to find it. Second place is the 18. And a climb forward he goes. Side by side for 4th place behind. That's Bailey Turner and Martin Sproul. The action has not slowed at the beginning of this race at Auto Club Speedway. The 2 car leads the way. Alec Martinez second, and behind them the 25, Tim Downey Jr. slots back in line behind the 28 of Chuck Sweeting. And he's going to look to the outside off into 3. And the draft so effective in line now. On the front straight, everyone in line trying to find a toe. Eric Hutton pops out of line on the 27 of Jordan Ashland. But the aggression level does not seem like it's slowed down much here. I know the cars have spread out, but the drivers have certainly not calmed down all that much. Martinez has hunted down Ortega, and he's going to the front.
And he's wasting no time. You see him looking to the outside. Ortega slamming the door, and now he'll go to the inside. Going into 3. Can Ortega maintain him there on that outside lane, or does Martinez have enough grip to keep it on the inside?
I'm curious if this 18 car gets to the lead, can he hold it? He's charged all the way back from 18th spot. Once he gets there, can he stay there though? Side by side for the lead on lap number 16 with a whole line of cars on the high side, but he does not have the run to complete the pass, and he's going to try to slot in line. He does.
And it's just enough room for him to slot inside. Here comes Sproul up the inside yet again.
Still caution-free so far in this one. Dramatic, wild, crazy, whatever words you want to use to describe the Outsider Racing League. Every time we come here, it's chaos. And let me tell you one thing. The drivers can't stand this right now. They'd like to just drive away, and they think that their talent would separate them from everybody else. But as we know, this is incredibly entertaining, but so frustrating for the drivers.
Yeah, and actually going back to Martin Sproul, I think he's having a really good run. In fact, the last 3 races he's finished... Well, actually, sorry, I should say last 2 races he's finished 4th and 7th compared to his first 3 starts, which are outside the top 15. So he's having a really good run as of tonight, and if he has a good finish tonight, his last 3 finishes will be very nice and giving him quite a few points, well-earned points, I would say.
Bailey Turner right behind him, started 5th. That's exactly where he is right now. The 2 cars side by side in front of him, though. Going to try to build him a run on the back straightaway. Takes a left-hand turn to try to get underneath him, but now we'll tuck back in line, maybe swing to the outside off into turn 3, back to the inside.
Gets a little bit of a run here. He's barely got a nose to the inside of the 19, but will still set it to the inside.
Oh, this is going to get real tight out of turn 4. Pushes up the racetrack.
Whoa!
Bell, hard left-hand turn. Does he save it? Oh, wiggle and a bobble, but he does.
You got a little bit of help from the 30. You gave him a little bit of a punt that sent the 15 sideways, able to save it, though.
And now look at the 36, Joshua Banks. Big left-hand move down to the inside. He'll take 3 or 4 cars all at once and move himself up into 7th.
Oh, he's going up the hill, though, just a little bit in front of his teammate.
Oh, man, that got close. He started 19th, running 8th right now.
Actually, speaking of saving it, let's go back and check on Yusuf Ghali, who's currently 16 seconds behind this in 28th. He's hating this right now because I think he was probably hoping a caution would come out.
Yeah, and this is not very exciting either.
Yeah. And even further back, actually, Jeff Wright, he's in danger of going a lap down. He's 29 seconds back. You'll probably actually see him as he comes out at turn 2. You'll see the leaders also coming onto the back straightaway in a little bit. So this is not
way off in the distance, about 10 seconds back. You're going to see the field. Maybe not. Oh, there they are. Yeah. They're coming.
Yeah, they're definitely coming. And I mean, he started from the pits too, so this really put him on the back foot. And again, no caution the first 20 laps. And actually, it doesn't even look like we're single file here in the front.
Now people are going to get greedier, though, as we go on. I don't think people are going to be so willing to lift when it's so hard to pass now. There's Casey Lakatos in the number 50. As we told you, you can watch his onboard perspective in the link in the video description. So make sure you head there to check out his view, and make sure you tell him we sent us, or you sent. Other way around. Make sure you tell him that we sent you. Shut up, Finian. For the lead, side by side, here comes Martinez to the inside.
He just has not been able to make this work on the inside off the corner. I think it's going to be hard to beat Ortega. And actually, he's going to be side by side still. I take my words back.
Can he clear him off into 3, though? It's been so difficult to launch off in there. No, not quite.
Ortega's going to keep him at bay. He's going to try to bully him to the inside.
Will Martinez use the door panel to his advantage? No, he'll leave it for now. And Ortega will hang on to the lead on lap number 21. Turner pops out of line for 3rd.
And you see Martinez fall back in line behind the 2 of Ortega and will wait to try again.
Some drivers hunting for that white line, others hunting for the blue wall. But I think right now the middle of the racetrack might be the sweet spot.
Yeah, I think you're definitely going to have to get down towards the middle line. I think there's almost no way you can run around the top, at least with the tires the way they are now. It's over 20 laps into this run.
Ryan Campbell in the number 1. I think he's been here in the past for select races. I feel like I recognize this name, but certainly new this season.
Yeah.
And trying to get a run on Joshua Banks. He sits 10th right now after starting back in 12th.
Yeah, well, great start for his season. In the lead currently running in the top 10, just in behind Joshua Banks, and if he can continue this up, I mean, he's got everyone pretty much right in front of him here.
Oh, look at the run he got, but he had to back out of it. Nowhere to go. In the background, there's Angel Ronas in that 29 car. That is certainly something. That is a interesting paint scheme.
Yeah, it hasn't been an entirely great night for the 29. Ronas stuck back in 21st, fighting with Brandon Bowers.
Again, he started in 26, so this is still a climb forward, but it's been so hard to make passes that I expect later in the race he'll get there. Dark smoke sucks, the front bumper says. Top spot being contested again off into 1.
He's not giving this up. He actually
might have it. He does.
I thought Ortega would have tried to get a run to the outside, but I don't think would have been able to make it stick. So Martinez up in front for the lead.
Nose to tail. Quarter of the way through this race. No cautions so far. It's been wild and dramatic to say the least. Only 6 lead changes? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
It's been so crazy.
Yeah. Again, that's lead changes at the line. I think there's been more actual passes if you consider them throughout the race. You see, speaking of passes, they're jockeying back there. You see Sprout to the inside of the 6, Elliott Butler. Whoa, and a big block by Bailey Turner.
Turns hard left, and Ortega back to the quarter panel of the 18. But Turner got a great run on the 2 leaders, just wasn't quite close enough to stick the deal. Everyone tucked in line now. The 19 of Sprout gets shuffled out. He'll be stuck on the bottom when they make their way off into turn 3, and that's not where you want to be. Can he get clear of the 30? Maybe try to slide up in front of him? Not quite. Miller fills the gap. Whoa, big block by the 2 out of turn 4. These 2 have a history, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're done seeing that history as they run nose to tail off into turn 1. And we know Bailey Turner's not going to back out. We certainly know Ortega's not. Lack of success for both these cars this season, I would say.
Yeah, and they're both slowing each other down right now and letting Martinez get away as they go side by side, but neither driver wants to back down.
Bit of a bobble by the 19 at the exit of the corner. But now the 24 is trying to side draft, but just doesn't have anything for that outside groove, all working together in line.
And you see Bailey Turner going a little bit, almost tight on that inside line.
Yeah, the 6
car. Oh, and here comes the 30.
Whoa!
Wow, big move to the inside.
Big left-hand move. He's going to pull all the way down to the white line and try to protect some spots. Butler is dropping out of this front group right now. He's going to get split 3 wide in the middle of the group.
And now about Joshua Banks moving his way slowly up the order, up into 6. Has been a slow climb for the 36, but an effective one as he's got Elliott Butler to his inside trying to make a pass back on him.
And behind Eric Hutton and Ryan Campbell in line, the 88 started the night in 20th up to 11th. Now down the front straightaway, building the run, but when you get to the corner, that draft becomes a deficit, not an advantage. I'm surprised we haven't seen a caution at this point because people are getting desperate. It's harder and harder to make passes, and we're going to see more and more lunges as the night goes on. Look at Campbell driving in deep.
Speaking of which, up in the front, Sproul and Ortega still going at it between themselves. Alec Martinez safely ahead of this.
Side by side for second. Martinez is half a second out front, almost broken the draft in this 18. If he could just get control of this race and drive away, he'd be in great shape for the rest of it.
I would say he's almost already broken away from the draft. They're barely really getting anything from it, especially as they're both side by side down the straightaway. Oh, enduring each other too into the corner.
Patience going to wear thin at some point tonight. When will it for these guys up at the front? The chase is looming, and for a lot of drivers, the points becoming increasingly important. Wow, a big slide for the 36 of Joshua Banks as he settles into fourth.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Martin Sproul could really do much. I mean, there's no point in trying to fight for it and end up getting yourself wrecked. This will be his best finish this season in third if he finishes where he's running right now. And Ortega's only running this part-time while he's at least missed quite a few races. So both drivers going for different things tonight.
36 of Joshua Banks up to fourth place. Our pole sitter, Jeremy Miller, in fifth. And I think this kind of race, the 19 and 2 almost got together again off into one.
Maybe he's just going for it in the 19 is probably, but yeah, again, he needs a good points finish.
Out of turn 2 now on the back straightaway. This is where the chess match begins at over 175 miles an hour. The 19 turns right across the nose of the 2. I'm telling you, the patience is going to run out eventually.
And Banks is also making an opportunistic move to the outside of the 2. Almost got him put in the wall. But we're still not done yet. And even not done with the leader. Sprouse caught back up to Martinez. He's closing that gap in.
And pit stops are going to be huge here, Finney. And how quickly can you get on and off, and will you make a mistake? Because if we have green flag pit stops here, that's going to end this kind of racing that we're watching. So it's going to be extremely strategic when you come down and how you come down.
I was going to say, hopefully you practice it, although as I say that they're getting 3 wide and really racing up in the front, 3 wide for second place.
The 19 clears the 2 again, pulls down to protect. Don't give the 2 the outside lane, though. That's the preferred line.
Oh, boy.
Sparks flying as the 19 just clips the wall in entry. Here comes Banks to the inside, taking a look.
Oh boy, these guys getting really close.
The frustration's probably flying on the radio right now.
And you gotta wonder too, when is that give gonna start turning into take? Because it's almost started. As I say that, here comes Bailey Turner on the inside, 3 wide.
At some point, these drivers are going to stop lifting, and the 24 deep into turn 1. The 30 car turned right across the nose. Now slides up the racetrack, clears the 6 of Butler. Oh no! The 19 of Sproul off of turn 2. He's going to save it and pull right back on the racetrack and only lose a couple spots.
Actually, that wasn't too bad for him, although he's going to lose some momentum here trying to pick that back up.
He's got a lot of damage on that right side. Oh man, a bobble. That's the 5 car of Stouffer. Campbell in the middle of it. A big chunk of cars hitting pit lane here as well.
A lot of the Hutton Motorsports cars I see in there, and Jeremy Miller as well coming in down.
All right, let's go back and quickly take a look at what happened coming out of turn 2. It was the 19 of Sproul that got really sideways. I think it was because he got into the fence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. That's where he got that right side contact there. You see him coming
here?
off?
Yep.
Yeah.
And slid all the way down.
Luckily for him, there's a lot of paved on off to the inside of the track and was able to use it to get it back straight.
Yeah, and lucky for him, the rest of the field was coming to pit lane, so he's not really going to lose a whole lot of time here. Up at the front, Martinez has just begun to break away from the second group, which now has 3 cars in it. So here comes the 2 car of Ortega peeling off. Who does he bring? Oh, Chuck Sweeting is flying in. Can he make it? He does.
Yeah, and also Alec Martinez leading this group down, as well as quite a few others. So a lot of guys peeling off. Interested in seeing where that first group comes out, though, in comparison.
Yeah, this isn't one of the toughest pit roads to get on, so we shouldn't see a whole lot of issues here.
Now, looking like about the fall-off is about almost 2 seconds, second and a half to 2 seconds fall off.
And does the leader, Alec Martinez, does he get in and out without making a mistake? The 1 car of Campbell overshot it. Behind, you see Jeff Wright pulling into his box. He was almost a lap down, but he really needs some luck to get all that time on the racetrack back. The 2 car of Ortega got a good pit stop, but I think the 18's still going to win the race off of pit road. In the background, you see Casey Lakatos. He's going to come on through and lead a lap. I like this strategy call for the points.
Yeah, right behind them, Elliot Butler leading the charge of drivers who just came in on pit road, and he's definitely going to take the lead here.
Yeah, this is the undercut. I think this is planned, but how much will that affect? Here comes the 18 of Alec Martinez. There's the 6. A race onto the back straight. There goes a 6.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit, and you still got to let that second group come on by there. You see the 30, the 88, and the 24. So he's at a little bit of a deficit here.
So how much will this race change after the pit stops?
I think it'll definitely change quite a bit. You see these guys getting spread out quite quickly. You see Casey Licata's coming in down, as well as the 66.
It's Gerald Campbell in the 66. They come on down. They're the last 2 cars to not make a pit stop, so they are in. Up at the front of the field, there's Joshua Banks coming out of his box, but here comes the field through turns 1 and 2. They're going to freight train right on by.
You're really going to see how much time they lose in comparison to everyone else from staying out, but they got fresher tires than everyone else. This is really where we're going to see overcut versus undercut here.
So now the chances of caution go down significantly, I would say.
Yeah, and much to both Yusuf Gali and Jeff Wright's dismay.
How frustrating is that? First,
right
on the start to spin out and then not have a single caution. That's got to be frustrating. Well, we might get one at the front of the field with these guys racing this hard. Miller and Butler side by side.
Yeah, the 6, the 88, 24.
This will be for the lead as Butler and Hutton are about to get... Actually, Hutton's in this group, but the 50 Lacanis and the other driver that came with him, Campbell, they just came out of the pits. And there is the 87 of William Troy.
Yeah, all the Hutton Motorsports cars there, the 6, the 88, and the 24 working to the inside against the 30, who's with Vincent, and the 18 with Sim Motorsports. Teammates working together, all 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I doubt these guys will make an issue with each other, but I think maybe the 30 could throw a wrench into this. Maybe the 18 as well. Alec Martinez has caught this. I think he's the quickest car out here when we get to the long run, but can he get by this group of teammates? This is looking like Talladega.
Yeah, starting to bunch back up, and they can't afford to let Martinez get on by. He has fresh tires, only 1 lap, but that's still a difference.
He's going to charge to the inside lane at the exit of 2, but doesn't have the momentum to carry the speed.
And they're taking advantage of that. They're all piling on the high lane, trying to get around that 18 and keep him down there.
Martinez drives right to the bottom of the racetrack, using those fresh tires for everything they're worth. Going to run the 88 up the racetrack in the middle of the corner, then turn left on exit. Try to shortcut the front straight, maybe down on the apron. No, he's going to take a push from the 30. Miller going to push him through.
We got the 75 and the 2 that have caught back up into this pack. So we got 7 in the leading pack, and everyone else kind of scattered for now.
The 18 back to the bottom. He's clear of almost all the Hutton cars. Just needs to get past 1 more to retake the lead.
Oh, might do it here. Butler didn't really get much of a run off the corner and doesn't really have a whole lot of help from behind.
Closing in on the halfway point of this race.
Oh, Miller
3 wide for the lead. Here comes Miller to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, I see Butler go way wide out of it, but it looks like Martinez is going to take the lead back.
Whoa, Turner took the hard left. Christopher reported out of the race. William Troy is 2 laps down. Other than that, every single car that started this race is still running. Butler back to the bottom of the racetrack.
He's not done fighting with this just yet. To the inside, he will go. A big dive for the 6 will take the lead back.
Maybe a crossover by the 18 as the 6 slips up the racetrack. There he goes. Here comes the 18. A big run to the bottom.
And make a dive, though. Lost a little bit of momentum, but they're going to be side by side down the back straightaway.
Can he re-clear the 6? Gonna drive in deep. He will do it. Now, can he maintain it, or will the 6 car drive underneath and swap positions again? Here he comes.
Yep, and there he'll go to the inside. Will he have some help? Indeed he will. Will the 30 ditch him and go 3 wide again?
I think he's actually been an ally of the 18, but Hutton turns hard to the bottom of the racetrack in 1. Tries to get to the white line and pull alongside the 30. That's for 3rd. Miller's got some nose damage on that 30. I wonder if that's from pushing the 18.
I wonder if that was either from the 18 or maybe I think he might have been involved with Yusuf Gali on the start.
That could have been. 7 cars in this lead pack. The 88 getting a shove from the 2 off into 3. But it's 2.5 seconds back to Joshua Banks, who's leading another group in line. And right now, they're not running as fast as the leader. So these guys are actually making time, even racing each other like it is. Here comes Martinez.
Which I'm honestly really surprised by. Actually just trying to check the pack, and yeah, that second pack still ran slower, albeit by only a few hundredths of a second. Oh, caution out!
It's in the background. Martin Sproul on the front straightaway. And Jesse Pierce in the 17.
And Pierce's car looks done. Even Sproul, too. A lot of damage to his nose.
Yeah, this car doesn't look so bad on the front. Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
First caution, lap number 41. J. Ray Bacon ordering that pizza now. and he said he was going to order one and there's a caution.
Oh.
So go ahead and get that pizza. Let's go back and take a look at how this one started. Our first caution after 41 laps of racing. Jeff Wright breathing a sigh of relief. The Sproul and Pierce. Maybe a bump draft gone wrong? Oh, yes. Right there.
Whoa, yeah. Oh.
Whoa. What was that turned hard left?
Mustang, I think the 66?
No, it's not him. Brandon Key in the 51 is who drove by that. That was a spectacular job of avoidance.
Brandon Key switching from Toyota to Ford.
Watch
new
this.
Lines, and will make a fantastic avoidance, yeah.
Wow!
He did a perfect job of avoiding that.
All right, here's another look. Just a bump draft gone wrong, Fanini. You got to try to make time. Unfortunately for the 17 of Jesse Pierce, he goes off the front bumper, and these cars are both likely out of the race competitively for the night. And let's get a better look at this in slow motion here, why don't we? And so here's the look. The 19's just going to push right on that left rear quarter panel, just like Talladega.
Yeah, he's really off center. Pushes him there, gives him a shove. The 17 tries to correct, but unfortunately has nothing really much he can do at that point.
Watch the 51 hard left and just misses the 19.
Great wreck avoidance.
Great job by the 51. So there's the 17 spin around. You see the roof flaps come up, the hood flaps to keep that car from turning upside down.
And the drivers that are going to do a happy song and dance is going to be Jeff Wright and Joseph Gali. They finally got the caution they needed, albeit halfway through the race.
Yeah, so halfway through this event, round number 7 here at Fontana for the Outsider Racing League. Some mixed strategy, but there is a big portion of the field on pit lane. I think this is the call to go with.
Oh, Miller a little bit further in his box than he probably would have liked, but will still get service to his car.
All right, we'll take a breath for a second.
Yeah, I know, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah. Almost half an hour since this race went green. So looks like the 6 car of Elliott Butler wins the race off pit road. Where did the 18 car go?
Don't know.
All the way back in 24. Does he have damage?
No, I don't think it's a damage. Might have got a speeding penalty.
Oh, man. Gotta watch this pit road entry here and see if he was naughty on the entrance to pit lane here, Finian, because this is... I mean, this is under caution, though. I mean, you wouldn't really think.
I mean, I don't see what else he could do. Yeah, I think there.
Maybe.
You see how he came to a really
gotten
sudden
it.
stop.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, that'll throw your race away.
See if he maybe sped up before he hit his box as well. No. I think it was just the entrance, but... Well, he came from the back to the front earlier. If you remember earlier in this race, he started in 18th, worked his way up to 1st, and now sits 23rd. So he's quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually,
He passed everybody in like 10 laps.
Actually, if you can go scroll on the bottom, I'm just curious to see the time you spent.
52 seconds.
Yeah, actually, so
I don't know if it was a penalty.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking when you were saying that. So
hardware issues, could have been really anything.
I was gonna say maybe you just wanted to drop to the back.
Honestly, I think you're not wrong about that.
Because you're saying he drove to the front, and this is pretty much what he did at the beginning of the race.
So
He made it work.
I think maybe what he's doing is he drove to the front, realized, trying to gauge how easy that was to do, and now he's going to sit back and watch all these guys crash. Because I think what we're going to see is a lot of chaos on this restart, more so than we saw before.
Yeah, and you can see it too there. I was talking about the rubber getting put on the track. Not as much as I would have thought getting put down, but I mean, still more so than when we started tonight. Well, a nice groove on the inside and a little bit above the inside lane. These guys would hopefully be using, and and we saw them really chaotic at the beginning of the race.
66 is clearing the marbles up at the top.
I was maybe trying to put rubber down there. I don't know how much he's going to put down there.
Every little bit helps. So, yeah, the 18 right next to his teammate back here. Now, I do think this is planned. I think now that we've kind of got everyone's got all the goodness out of their systems, everyone's made deposits, and now they're going to take withdrawals here, these next 50 laps or so. I don't think we're going to see people be so nice. I don't think we're going to see people lift. I think people are going to keep that throttle pedal through the firewall, and whether they crash out or take somebody else with them, I think now is the go time.
I'm surprised Jeff Wright hasn't bothered to come down on pit road.
Track position is going to be key. I think he thinks we're going to get a quick caution here, but he might be the caution. He's going to be in the way.
That's what I'm thinking. Actually, we can pull that off. I'm curious. So, when was the last time he came down on pit road?
He came down. Oh, well, here he comes.
Oh, okay.
That answers that question.
All right. That solves that mystery.
At the front of the field, wow.
Wow, Up, and there goes the 1-4.
Well, the bow ties hold every single spot in the top 10 right now.
Up, there we go. There's Eddie Trejo back on that 1 Ford. A lot of Toyotas in the back. Actually, I'm curious if you go back to around 11th place, you're going to probably see a lot of the other 2 manufacturers. There you got Alpern. Yeah, you see Eddie Trejo.
Still some more Camaros back here, I think, isn't there? Trejo's a Camaro.
Yeah, 2 more.
Well, now Halpern's inside the top 10, so we got at least one non-bow tie up at the front.
Also missing Eli Hinton, I just realized, too.
Yep, yeah.
Notable Ford driver. High up in the standings, too, so this is going to be a big hit for him.
All right, well, 50 laps to go at the restart. Too early to predict who's going to win this one, Finney. I know it's been chaotic.
I don't think there's really a person you can predict. Maybe, I would say probably the 18. Definitely looking strong. The 2. Reggie Ortega is looking really strong. Elliott Butler and Jeremy Miller are the guys that have really caught my eye so far in the first half of this race.
I think the 18's definitely proved that he can pass everybody and run away when the field gets strung out. The question is, can he avoid all the chaos that's about to happen? Butler on the inside, Miller on the outside. So Miller back up in the front row. Ortega's been aggressive. Gaba was extremely aggressive the first 2 laps. I don't think we'll see him back out of any confrontation here shortly. But it'll be 50 laps to the end of round number 7 as we charge forward in the ORL season. Wins, important. Good finishes, even more important.
I see Alex Bell lying a little bit back on the start here.
Trying to build up a bit of a run. Waiting for the green flag to drop. The cameras are going to be flashing, and there they go. Green flag back in the air. 18 and 50 getting hooked up. I wouldn't try to tandem draft this thing, but I've seen crazier stuff happen. And through turn 1 and 2, Reggie Ortega side by side. Right in the bumper of the 30. And trying to break out a line. Here they come on the back straightaway, side by side for the lead.
They're all pushing each other. You see the 6, the 88, and the 24 on the inside pushing. Hutton Motorsports on the inside, Vincent on the outside.
The 88 going to turn her hard left. Look at the 36 all the way down to the white line. Got scared over by the 75 at the exit of 4.
Yeah, him and his teammate Alex Bell splitting 3 wide.
As they cross the line, lap number 47. Elliott Butler at the front of the field. Jeremy Miller going for second on the outside of the 88.
Yeah, these guys exchanging positions up in the front. They're actually looking a little bit calmer than we saw in the initial start of this race. Oh, but as they say that,
no! They turn! The 30 car, the 6 in the fence! And back through the field.
No caution.
We stay green somehow. And the 6 car never actually turned all the way around, I don't think.
No, he didn't just hit the wall, but got uprooted and out of the way. And just
what
like
happened there? So he goes off. He gets turned by the 30. Big impact to the outside wall. He stayed forward, so no caution. But Elliott Butler taken out in dramatic fashion off into 3.
I need to shut my mouth.
Well,
just as I was saying it was calmer, we saw a wreck happen.
Like I said, I don't think people are willing to lift. Here comes Turner down to the inside now.
And even in the background, too, Banks giving a shove to his teammate Alex Bell. But here we see the 24 with his teammate, the 88. And Robert Gaba back up in the mix.
Yeah, Gaba having a really strong run tonight. Hutton up the racetrack. The 2 car chasing him up.
Yeah, Vincent Motorsports and Hutton Motorsports, I don't think they're getting along too well right now.
3 wide at the front of the field. I think Hutton was a little bit nervous there turning off into the corner. Didn't think he could go down to where he wanted to run.
Yeah, Gaba stuck on that inside lane.
Bailey Turner loving this right now.
Yeah, he's going to try to take the lead away and run from everyone else.
Look at this, down the back straightaway. 2 by 2 into turn 3. Gaba on the bottom, 3 wide. Can he hold the car down there?
That's nerve-wracking being in the middle, 3 wide like that for Alex Bell, but we'll get through it all right. Now here we see Jeremy Miller trying to make a move to the front. And there you see also the inside the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. as well.
Oh, man. Like I said, here comes Bailey Turner on the outside, and Reggie Ortega drives on through, tries to take the lead away. Turner's going to use the run on the outside to just drive right back around. I got to use this camera. I can't get the whole field in the shot.
It is a great camera angle for this. You see the 15 of Bell. Where is he going to go? I don't think he's led a lap so far tonight.
He's trying to get there. Bit of a checkup in the middle. The 36 car Didn't get a great run. The 75 is going to turn hard left out of 4, go down to the apron. Look at Miller get a run on the outside. Got a big toe up into 5th.
And look at Gaba, too, just losing all the momentum, falling to the back now, up in pretty much around 10th
Oh,
place.
the 25 gets turned. Tim Downey Jr., does he save it? A checkup. Cars ping-ponging off each other. How did they do that, Finian?
These guys are giving each other a lot of room and driving through the middle. That is Alec Martinez trying to make his charge back to the front. And he's going to pick up about 5 positions in that. Also, Jeff Wright in the background. Whoa!
Everyone's scrambling to try to find room to race. 4 wide for a moment. I can't believe we got through that without that being a disaster at the front of the field.
Yeah, that was a lot of cars hitting off each other. I was convinced we were going to have someone spin and bring out the caution, but we still remain green here.
We're not out of the woods. We're not out of the woods.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the 2 car turns across 3 lanes of traffic. The 82 of Bryce Calusa slips. The 30 and 24 neck and neck out of turn 2.
Yeah, and 24 and the 2 not happy with each other. Again, you see the 2 slam the door shut in front of Bailey Turner.
Yeah, I don't think these 2, there's no love lost. Some of it's fun, but I don't think these drivers are looking at it as fun right now. They might look back tomorrow and say that was fun. Right now, they're hot inside those cars.
Yeah, you see Turner looking to the outside. Ortega has to give him some room. No, he doesn't. He slams the door shut and Turner back to the inside.
Wow.
No love lost.
Side drafting going on at the front. Oh, the 30 car gets put in the fence. The 15 and 30 came together. The aggression level has picked up. The patience is running thin. Ortega back left to try to turn underneath the 24. And behind the 36 of Joshua Banks trying to build a run on his teammate. Are there teammates right now?
Not many from what it seems, other than the guys, guys trying to work together, but if you're not a teammate, you're an enemy. There's no in-between at the moment in the front.
Wow, look at this. Behind Alex Bell, Bryce Calusa, Eric Hutton, Robert Gaba, all in this group. And now, Reggie Ortega getting into a bit of a push. This 30 car has been friends with pretty much everybody tonight, other than with the 6 car, who ended up in the fence in turn 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the Hutton Motorsports guys are too happy with the 30. If anything, and I think that's why the 24 and the 2 are racing each other like that.
Bruce Boyer popping on a line in the background. Turner pulls even with the 2 into 3 again.
Back down to the inside, he'll go be able to clear before turn 4. And how about Joshua Banks, 2 up in 3rd?
Wow,
he has the chance to take the lead.
There's no time to rest. You're just on it all the time.
Yeah,
the 15 getting split 3 wide just behind him.
This is more stressful than an IndyCar racing. The way these guys
IndyCars
are going
handle well.
Yeah. These don't, and these guys are dooring each other through corners.
Oh, behind, the 88's going to get turned. In the middle of the pack, the 18 slides through.
Are you kidding me?
They still keep it. No, there it is.
Go.
The 88 in the fence. They still don't cause the caution, though. Yusuf, or the 28 of Chuck Sweeting's in the middle of it. Everyone scrambles. The pit cone went flying.
This is like fuel at Richmond.
It's worse. I think we've seen about 4 crashes that didn't actually end up in a crash. Do I dare cut? I'm going to. I dare cut away from the action just for a moment to bring you that chaotic mess that was turn 1. And we will watch it from the blimp cam so we can even remotely see what was going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure who this started with. The thing with the 15 and the 88?
15, yeah, the 88 and the 15, they get together.
Wow, and Halpern. Woo!
Look at the 18 slicing and dicing.
Whoa!
Wow. And the 28 just drives in. The 88 was coming up the racetrack. But they somehow made it through. The 88 comes down to pit lane. That might be his night done. Banks leads the race. Ortega now to second.
We're taking to the inside here. And all of a
my
sudden,
goodness.
Bailey Turner's lost his friends. He's lost the 88 and the 6.
I can't believe the 18 made it through that crash. That was wild.
Yeah.
But he's lost a lot of ground to the leaders, which is not going to be helpful later in this race. Still need to come to the pit road, and soon we're actually getting towards the end of, well, another 15.
Halfway through the road.
Yeah, 10 to 15 laps. We'll be seeing pit lane again. We're going to the pit stop. I was thinking the green flag stops.
I actually might see it a little bit sooner here.
Maybe planning for the end.
Yeah, we might see guys try to cut this run in half. They don't need to go all 30 laps. They might take advantage of that. So we'll see when guys decide to pit if they're playing the strategy. But for now, they're just racing.
Just racing. Makes it sound like they're having a Sunday drive right now.
Yeah, they're...
Ooh, Calusa in the fence.
If this is how these guys define a Sunday drive, they should have their licenses revoked.
Bailey Turner building a run. Where's he going to go with it? Up the middle, maybe? Maybe Maybe just plotting it right now.
I was gonna say, honestly, you should. If I was him, I would just back off for a little bit, see where these two guys, how they race each other, and then maybe take advantage of if one of them makes a mistake.
Cutthroat is how they're going to race each other. All about slinging the car around, losing the least momentum that you can. Ortega is going to clear the 36. He's going to slide up on exit. And Banks is going to try the crossover. And his connection has not been super stable tonight, which is certainly not helping those around him. Turner's going to stick with the 2.
I think, honestly, I think we might see some guys come into the pit road within the next 5 laps or so, because we have about a 40 lap run to the end here. You cut it in half. You got 20 lap stints to go with. The only problem is if you pit early and a caution comes out,
You're going to be in trouble.
yeah. So,
But we've seen that if you're careful and you're close enough to the leaders, you can pit without losing a lap, but that's a really risky strategy.
that being said, we've only had 1 caution. Plus, a lot of guys got wrecked out, so the field is pretty spread out as it is.
The trends are looking up for that strategy to work.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Look at the 2-car turn hard left.
I'm also interested in seeing what the 82 Bryce Calusa can bring to the table.
He's been having a great run tonight.
He's just been lurking up here. He hasn't really been too aggressive, which can help him out. I mean, he hasn't been throwing dangerous moves to the point where people are getting mad at him. So,
Well, bring your attention to this car right here. The 18 again. Last time by was 4/10 faster than the leaders. As they go 3 wide, the 2-car gets sent up the racetrack and out of the groove.
He's going to drop to the back just a little bit of this. The 82 is inside. Here comes Joshua Banks to the inside yet again.
35 laps to go at the front of the field. Neck and neck at the line. Bailey Turner led that lap by an inch. Banks right alongside. Oh, this is getting real tight behind.
Real tight as the 18 of Martinez approaches this pack now.
This 18 car is flying. He's been flying all night long. He's been conserving tires better than anybody else.
Probably he's kind of in a box now at the moment. Here comes Bailey turning back to the inside of Joshua Banks. Banks' internet's been a lot worse over the last few laps than it has been all night.
Yeah, once we get really close again towards the end of this race, that's going to be an issue. Bruce Boyer tries to come up in front of the 18. The 18 denies him. And Martinez up to 7th as the leaders now bring in Bryce Calusa in the 82.
Yeah, we're talking about what this 82 has to bring to the table here. This is his time to show it here. You might just sit him behind the 36 and 24. Deem it's not worth just going balls to the wall at the moment.
Iowa was a bit of a tough race at the beginning for the 82. Got involved in a collision with the driver right behind him, the 2 of Reggie Ortega. Those guys got together at Iowa. I think all has been mended. I don't think they've got any feelings carried over, but I guess we'll see that in the last couple laps. Bailey Turner has been just fighting everybody tooth and nail for the lead of this race. Closing in on 30 laps to go. Martinez up to 6 now. Hunting down the 30 of Jeremy Miller. Pops out of line.
Looks like it seems these two guys get along pretty well, and I don't think Miller's going to put up much of a fight. Indeed, he lets the 18 go on by to continue his quest to the front.
The 36 way out of line in 1 and 2. Maybe dropping back to maybe find a teammate before pit lane?
Could be.
We can make it to the end on fuel in just a moment, so I would say everybody would think about coming to pit road soon. Ortega to the corner of the 24, had to back out. He really would have turned him right there.
Actually, small correction on what I said earlier. It's a 50 lap run to the end, so I think guys are might be able to.
No, you're right, 30.
Well, from here, at the start of the run, we were 50. Yeah. So I think guys might come in at around lap 70 to cut it in half, or they might just run out to 75. It's a choice you have to make as a driver. Whoa, as you see,
oh man,
30 cut down close on the 18.
Now the 18's damage is from avoiding that incident earlier. Someone ran into the back of him as that crash with the 88 and 28 was happening, but it doesn't seem to be affecting that race car. If anything, it's helping him right now with that spoiler pushed out of the way. A batch of bow ties at the front of the field.
Yeah, split by one Toyota. But otherwise, it's Chevys inside the top 10.
Brandon Bowers, the lone blue oval inside the top 15. A good run today for his new team. Again, the 51 of Brandon Key, a convert to the Ford camp this week, joining that Bowers team. 30 laps to go at the line. Bailey Turner has looked the strongest on this second run. Will we see the resurgence of that Grid Life sponsored Toyota Camry at the end? He's been really hard to beat this year. He has not finished worse than 4th all season long.
Yeah, and I think the even more impressive thing, too, is the fact that he's leading the points, even missing one race.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Two-car pulls in front of Bryce Calusa.
Bit of a
That was a
block
little
there.
close.
Although it does look like Calusa's been one of the more patient drivers up here in the front.
I don't think Calusa's got anywhere to be. I think he's satisfied running here right now. Look at the hornets that's behind Gaba, Miller, and more.
He's actually backing out of this a little bit. It looks like he's letting Joshua Banks go to his inside.
The 18's not going to let him do that, though. He's probably going to get right up on him and say, let's go, dude, let's go. We're running out of laps.
I think Calusa's going to say no to that and decide to probably pull out. He's just kind of running his own race at the moment. I don't think he wants to mess with anyone up here at the front.
Banks resurging on the inside. The 18 got to pick a line to go with. Which line does he think is going to move? He'll choose the outside again. And now it's all a drafting party until we have this final pit stop of the race.
Yeah, the pit window is definitely open here.
So when will we see drivers come on down? And how much will tire strategy play into the end of this race that's been all out? Door-to-door, driver against driver, man versus machine. Look at the run the two-car Reggie Ortega got off the bumper of the 82. But he kind of understeers in the wake of the 24 just a touch. Car peeling off, Miller. His car's scraping the fence out of 4, but Jeremy Miller all by himself.
Yeah, so he's doing a really big undercut here. So
We'll see if that works. The field through turn 1. Looking like a fighter jet formation as they step out of line. Now Calusa and the 18 of Martinez side by side. Oh, the 18 tried to clear himself, couldn't get there.
yeah, he's starting to struggle here. He's not as dominant as we saw in the first run.
Yeah, he couldn't quite make the passes as easily. Granted, they were, I think, more bunched up for longer in the first run.
Yeah, I think that's what he's able to take advantage of. Right now he's got the 82. Bryce Calusa still not giving up on the outside in the 82.
How frustrating is that? You just want to get clear and you just can't do it. And he's got the 66 of Gerald Campbell, but Campbell's going to pull to the right and keep the 18 stuck. Another car hits pit lane. AJ Stravato, Jeremy Miller is leaving pit road right now.
Yeah, AJ Stravato and Ronis down on pit road, so the Dark Smoke guys coming down, getting service for what should be their final pit stop of the night.
And see if Alec Martinez can slot himself in line. He will likely do it right here. This race has only had one caution to slow the progress. It has gone by so fast. But we're running out of laps. Here comes Bailey Turner. Hard left.
Guys.
And the 18 of Alec Martinez, a charging entry onto pit lane, locks up the brakes, slides
Whoa.
into pit road. If he managed to slow that car down, I will be amazed.
Yeah, that was big. Almost ended up hitting the 24 of Turner.
Watch that. Hold on. We got to get a better view of that. This is the 18's entry. Did he get slowed down? I don't know, Finian. Oh, that he might have. That was aggressive. He will
For his
gain
sake.
time if he did.
For his sake, I hope he did.
Up on the left sides now. If he rolls right now,
Yep,
he's
he's
good.
good.
He's good. The 18, an aggressive pit road entry. That might get him the lead with how much time he gained. Meanwhile, out of 4, Ortega leads a bow tie brigade at the front.
These guys going for a little bit of an overcut here. We'll see how it plays out for them.
There's the 18 and the 24 on the apron, losing a lap that they will ultimately gain back once these guys in front of them come to pit lane. The 2 and the 36 are still fighting, though, which is going to kind of lose the advantage that they're getting.
That's the benefit, too, for coming in early. You get some cleaner air. If you come in earlier and getting out of that leading pack.
And the 18 also has the draft off the 24 as well. So I think the 2 car is going to head to pit lane this time. Here he comes. He's going to bring the 66 with him, as well as the 26 of Zach Halpern. They get down and under control for pit road speed. So waiting for more cars to pit. There comes the leaders we just saw come on down. But where are the 24 and 18 nose to tail here? And these are the cars I think we got to watch.
Definitely are, as they're working through some guys that are working through the leaders that are actually stayed out. They see Bailey Turner working to the inside, Eddie Trejo now.
And Martinez trying to carry some speed. He sees the 21 maybe heading to pit lane, so he's going to go the long way around. But Bailey Turner has been massively in control of this race the last 30 or 40 laps. He's certainly been the best car since the halfway point, or at least since that caution. Here come drivers that just came to pit road. And Joshua Banks and the rest of the leaders hit pit lane. Bell still out on the racetrack. Sprouse still out on the racetrack. Pierce. But Banks and others come down.
They can only really go for another lap or two, those guys that stayed out, so they're really going for this overcut, and I think also kind of hoping a caution comes out. But as they run, I don't think so.
Closing in on 20 laps to go. How will this all cycle out? Only had one caution to slow the progress so far.
Comes Alex Bell. Nope.
No, he's going to stay out yet another lap here.
These guys really running the tank dry.
So here are the drivers that will cycle out to be your leaders, at least in the short term. Robert Gaba in the 75 is having a solid run tonight.
Yeah, he's been keeping himself up here inside the top 5. He's got a run on the 18 on Martinez. There you see him go to the inside.
He's going to take it. You got to take it.
Oh,
he
he
slipped.
Shake.
And the 18 is going to try to drive back around him. But if they fight, that 24 will be able to get away. So maybe how much of this is racing for the long term and how much is racing for a short-term gain?
Yeah, I'm sure Martinez doesn't really want to play right now. Caution is out.
It's Jeff Wright in turn 4, spinning out.
And look who stayed out. Bell, Sprout, and Pierce are still out on the track running on fumes.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone else that had just pit is going to come again, though. But let's just see what happened to the 48. Off into turn 3. Was there contact with he in the 27? Yep, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just differences in momentum and just looped it around and saved it. He'll continue, no harm, no foul there. He is a lap down. But this race has not gone the 48's way, that's for sure. So now that we've cycled everybody out, it's our second caution of the night. We have had 28 lead changes in 75 laps. That's almost 3 lead changes, or a lead change every 3 laps, excuse me. So that's pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff for Auto Club. What do you think, Pitt? If you're the 24-18?
I would get down on pit road. Yeah, I think definitely it's going to be worth at least something.
I mean, you're willing to give up all that track position now?
I mean, think about how much more track position you lose. I would think a lot of the guys behind you would probably come in as well.
Well, we know these 3 leaders have to come to pit lane.
Yeah,
and here comes the 24. The 6 is not on the lead lap, so he's going to
lap down. Martinez coming in.
Gaba's going to stay out. The 25 is going to stay out.
Ooh, mixed strategy.
The
Alpern staying out. We have the one of Ryan Campbell staying out. Ooh, a lot of guys in the back staying out.
Whoa, Reggie Ortega crashing on pit lane entry. Look out.
That was
the 2 car.
I don't know what that was.
He'll lose a lot more track position.
Not the most graceful pit entry for the 2.
No, he's been having a good race. This is certainly going to hurt. Didn't get the chance to cycle everything back out, but how did this...
I think maybe last second. I think he was debating and then...
Yeah, he just got in the grass and spun it out and managed to not hit the wall, but an embarrassing slide.
I was going to say, at least he's lucky that there's no commitment line.
Yep. So heading back up. Here is the drivers that stayed out. The 75, the pink car, is the first driver that is on the lead lap.
Yeah,
Tim Downey Jr., Ryan Campbell, Halpern, Jared Campbell, AJ Stravato's up here, Brandon Key, Ronas, Banks, Calusa. Wow.
Yeah, so those guys that did come down on a pit road.
Well,
the leading car was
have that many laps on their tires. Turner's going to be P12 or P11.
I mean, I don't think it'll matter a whole lot at the beginning of the run, but as the run goes on, and also
20 laps is not a short run. I mean, it's a decently sized run.
So that's why I'm going to think it's going to be worth it. Again, if we go all 20 laps is kind of up in the air. But even then, too, you think about it, if we get another short caution, those guys that just pit, they can choose to stay out.
Martinez took right sides, but sat on pit lane for a while, which was an interesting choice. But maybe just trying to stay out of the carnage again?
I guess so, but I think at this point I would prioritize the track position.
But we'll see how this works out, but we're going to have under 20 laps to go. We'll have about 17 laps to go. Well, it's been a crazy night. I think that's for sure. High action, high intensity. I think this is what we expected out of this race. with only 2 cautions, 2 sets of green flag pit stops, and both cautions happening just after those green flag pit stops almost completely finished cycling.
Oh, it looks like Martinez is back in 11th.
Oh, so it must have just dropped out for the time being.
That's where he's going to be cycling out. I think it was Turner that led them on the pit road, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, it was Sproul and a couple other drivers that were up. I don't remember exactly what order they were in.
Okay.
But
so, leading car is in 8th of the drivers that came back down on a pit road.
Here's a look. It was Sproul. Well, it was Sproul, Pierce, and what else? Bell.
So those guys stayed out. The top 7 are on slightly older tires.
A 6 car coming to a dead stop to let the field on by. Imagine as an EOL or has to just let everyone through.
Oh yeah, Stickers has a lap down, but yeah, that's really unfortunate for the 6. What could have been for him?
Yeah, again, off the bumper of the 30 car earlier in the race. I'm sure there'll be some words exchanged. There's got to be a lot of frustration right now because we've only had 2 cautions. We've had a lot more than 2 wrecks. We've had like 5 wrecks that didn't end up throwing a yellow because drivers never turned away all the way around. So.
And how about Downey Enterprises 2nd and 4th with the way the strategy's played out?
Yeah, they've been really strong ever since they formed a new team. Of course, the win for Halpern at Iowa a few weeks ago. The new team formed this season, and they've been really, really solid ever since they reformed.
And how about Osios Gali? I don't know how he got a lap down. Oh, actually, he might have he might have come in under that sequence. He might have just been put a lap down, but
yeah,
we'll get that lap back. It's not
He's
been a good
finally
night.
going to get to compete for some track position after spinning out on the opening lap.
It's been a rough night for him. It's been a really rough night for him, not of his own doing.
Take a look at his night so far. Started 3rd and 23rd. It's pretty much where he's been all night long.
He's been as far down as 28th, 29th.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Finian. Well, I think it's safe to say that tonight has been entertaining. 95 laps. We've completed 77 of them.
Oh, we've done 190 miles. Damn.
No, that's how many we have to do total.
No, well, yeah, well, that's what I meant. I'm actually surprised that race that long, like distance-wise.
Does that make sense? 95 times 2? Yeah. Math.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that it formatted correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did, but it worked.
Instead of 190.0725672.
Well, you know what bothers me is if you take a look at the track map, 2.001.
Yeah.
So I guess it's rounding it nicely, but
I'm guessing it's rounding it or they measure at a different point.
Yeah.
Compared to where NASCAR does. So.
I don't know. All right, Finian, predictions. Who you got winning this thing?
I have absolutely no clue.
Oh, come on, pick somebody.
Let's see. You know what, Halpern? I think Halpern's going to win it.
I got my money on the 24 car. I don't know how he's going to get there, but he's going to do it. Here we come. 17 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. They fire off Gabba, the leader.
Oh, poor start, though, for Tim Downey. Oh.
That's not a penalty in this series.
Well, he's lucky then, because he's not going to get a penalty, so he's going to slot right in behind the 75. They all file down off into turn 1. Halpern and the 1 was making contact. Oh, they were getting really dicey there. Oh, still not done.
Yeah, I think the 66 is kind of lagging out, forced everybody up the racetrack. The 36 lost a lot of track position. Tim Downey Jr. swings to the outside of the 75. It's a hornet's nest in the middle of the field right now.
The guys with older tires in the front, guys with fresher tires in the back. Again, not a huge difference, but it will still matter just a little bit.
Gerald Campbell in the 66 up into 3rd. He started 24th tonight. He's up inside the top 3, going for 2nd, maybe even the lead.
Here comes Turner. Here comes Bailey Turner with his fresher rubber. He's catching up to these guys at a very quick rate.
Swinging left, swinging right. Behind them, everybody all over the racetrack trying to find room to race. Side by side for the lead.
If we don't get a caution, I'll be astounded right now. These guys are racing really close together and really aggressive. The most aggressive they've been racing all night long, and that's saying something.
These guys are some of the best in the business. We've always said that. They are so talented, these drivers. And I don't think that's about to change. Also, the 50 of Casey Lakatos, if you want to watch the end of this from his perspective, he's pushing his teammate. Link in the description to his onboard live point of view.
Riding in behind Martinez, trying to help get him to the front. Alpert actually giving a shove to Bailey Turner on the inside.
Wow, look at this battle for the top spot. Everybody scattered. The 66 of Campbell to the outside. Gabba leads the way. 15 laps to go.
And Turner just trying to, I think, figure out which way to go around these guys. He's got the better tires to work with, but...
Oh, bit of a push to the back of the 24. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Out of control. Halpern shoves him.
Yeah, big checkup for them, and there's a big block blocking Alec Martinez 4 wide on the back straightaway for a second.
I don't think that's going to be looked on very kindly by the 24. If he gets back to the 26, I'd expect some retaliation. running out of laps, running out of time. The 18, 3 wide on the bottom. He was the dominant car early in the run.
Oh.
Can he get back to the lead in the closing moments?
24 squeezing the 1 in there. Alex Bell doing a lot of blocking over the 18 and some other drivers there. He's got to be careful.
Gerald Campbell has the lead, if only for a moment. Gabba back to the inside. Chaos behind right now around the 15 of Alex Bell. 3 wide again. Calusa to the outside carrying a run.
One wrong move and it's going to take out a lot of cars.
Holy
there. You
cow.
see Jared Campbell actually in the lead to the inside of Gabba.
The teammates, look at them lined up on the bottom of the racetrack. The 18, the 1 might have come together there for a moment.
24's come back up to the 26.
Here they go. Right in the back bumper. He's pushing. He's shoving. Nose to tail on the straightaway. They're going to door each other right in the front of the field.
Boy. That could have been game-ending there.
I don't know if it's over yet.
Yeah, Turner to the outside of the 26. I think he's proved his point and will leave him there for now.
Tim Downey Jr., his teammate, tries to go to the lead. Can't carry the run.
Here comes Turner there, rocking a really nice run on the outside lane. He gets past the 25. He's going to get a draft off of Campbell. And then he has open air in front of him. There he goes.
Down to the inside now. The 24 and 66. Nose to nose as they go into turn 3. He's clear. The 24 Bailey Turner on fresh tires is clear.
These guys can still get a run on Bailey Turner, so he's not cleared yet, but as long as he can defend, he's got the tire advantage to work with here as he's defending on the apron.
This is insane!
Oh, and oh man, it's getting really dicey behind him.
It's absolutely mental at the front of the field. Here comes the 18 up the middle of the racetrack.
He's in a very dangerous spot. Caution, wreck behind them.
Oh, big mess into turn 1. Campbell and the 17 of Pierce. With 12 laps to go, our third caution of the night, and everyone gets to stop for a moment and take a breath. Holy cow. It's going to be less than a 10-lap shootout. Here's a look at the wreck. Off into turn 1. 17, did he get... Oh, the 30... Oh, that was just too many cars.
Yeah.
No one at fault there. Yusuf Kali just squeezed through there. Yeah, I don't think you could really blame anybody for this.
Yeah,
just too many cars. The 1's turning down. I don't think he knows the 36 is going to try to fill that hole. Nobody at fault for that. But the 17 clobbers the 1. Big hit to the outside
Yusuf
wall.
Ghali, I want us to get a ride on board with him. Got a little bit of right side damage, but did a fantastic job avoiding this, all things considered. He was in the middle of this, too.
Aims for the hole and makes it.
Yeah.
Right on board with Angelo Ronis. He's right behind it all. Wow, look at Boyer. Look at the 29 get off the gas as well to keep everybody from getting involved. Right on board with Bowers as well. I think he got a pretty good view of it. And the C's parked for the 31.
Alright, I want to go back up to the front of the field because I think we're going to see some pit stops and let's see what's the decision.
Does anybody stay out and try to mix this thing up?
No, everyone's coming in for tires. Dang, I thought someone would have... I thought the guys that stayed out, or sorry, the guys that came in onto the last caution would have maybe thought of staying out, but guess they figured it was worth it.
If you thought before was crazy, this is going to be about an 8 or 7 lap run to the end. You better believe it's going to be 5 wide here in the restart.
Actually, one driver did stay out. His name is Martin Sproul in the 19.
Well, worth a shot, right? Don't think, I mean, right now there's so many cars left in this race, I don't know if you could guarantee you're even going to finish in the top 20, so you might as well throw something at the wall and hope it sticks.
Well, actually, looking at the state of that car, I don't know if he'll be able to stay up there for long.
Well, I don't think it, I mean, I guess his thought is he might be wrecked in a couple laps anyway, might as well try to be at the front of the wreck, right?
Interesting restart and race off of pit road. Looks like Reggie Ortega.
Wow.
Oh, big change-up. Huge change-up in the order.
Yeah, I wondered if he... 2 tires for a couple drivers. 2 tires for Ortega, for Miller, for Boyer,
Somehow
for Trejo.
Jared Campbell beat Bailey Turner out of pit road, even though Bailey Turner had a faster pit stop.
Yeah, interesting. Something I thought about.
Actually, never mind. Looks at the swapping.
I think I can write a script that says, like, if the pit stop's less than a certain time, it's a 2-tire stop.
Oh, yeah.
Like the only way we determine that is by looking at the number of seconds that they sit on pit lane, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
It wouldn't be 100% accurate, but if it's over 12 and a half, it'd be a 2-tire.
No, I think
I can do that. Wow. I don't know what to say. 2 green-white checkers is the attempt that we're going to have. Do you think we're going to use them? I don't think we're going to use them.
I don't know. Honestly. But the way these guys have been racing, I would say there's a good chance we might.
Yusuf Ghali has been kind of down all night trying to get some track position back after that opening lap accident. But he's back on the lead lap. I think right now is the best thing to do. Just sit back and watch. I mean...
Speaking of which, Alex McKinney's back in 13th.
Yeah, he has not really shined the second half of the race as much as he did in the first half.
I'm sure, I guess with the strategy, some guys have gone on 2 tires and moved them up the order, so... This is, again, he's kind of running out of laps here to really charge to the front here, so he's really going to have to make every single lap count on this final run.
So the plan for the end of this thing, you got no friends, you got no help. The only thing you have is enemies at this point. I think the teammates might cut each other a little break, but I don't really think there's going to be a whole lot beyond that. I mean, we've seen the 24 and the 26 have a little bit of a feud. Or was it was the 26, right?
24 and the 2, you mean?
No, the 24 in this race.
Well, even the 24 and the 2 are...
Yeah, even the 24 and the 2, you're right. And they were lined up nose to tail for the restart. How about Gerald Campbell sliding in here?
Yeah, he's flown under the radar quite a bit until later half of this race started in 24th, currently running in 5th with equal tires to everyone else, so forget the tire strategy. He's pretty much up there with these guys. Just a matter, can he be aggressive? And even Bruce Boyer there in the background, 14, I haven't mentioned his name all night long.
I got a nice looking livery on that 66. Bruce Boyer is outside. Started in 21st. He has been very competitive tonight. This will be a strong run for him if he can finish it out. I just question whether or not this running order we have right now will look anything like this in about 10 minutes, because I don't think it's going to be.
Honestly.
Bryce Calusa's having a strong run tonight as well. Again, Iowa started off poorly for him. He managed to rebound and actually have a half-decent finish there, but see if he can maintain his top 10 running position. We've already mentioned Bailey Turner. He was my pick to win the race. I think he's been probably the most consistent since that first caution flag flew on lap number 41. It says, back bumper says, ain't no laws when drinking claws. Well, I don't think there's been any laws the last 7 laps of this race. It's going to be a lawless land out there.
Getting ready for... Well, part of me wants to say the final restart, but I know deep down it's probably not going to be the final restart of the race.
All right. Well, these guys have been extremely talented so far at avoiding accidents.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're going to try to avoid them. they're going to be running through them as hard as they can here.
I'm also curious on how good of a restart the 19 of Martin Sprouse is going to get.
And remember, on Thursday last week, we saw the Fuel IndyCar Series here with a caution closing out the end of the race. Remember what happened? The leader at the time of caution was not the driver that ended up getting scored as the leader. That could happen here tonight after we exhaust our 2 green-white checkers. So let's keep that in mind, that if the caution comes out on the second to last lap after we've used up our green-white checkers, it may not be what it appears to be. 7 laps ago, Martin Sproul on the inside on old tires, Ortega, Miller, Turner, Campbell, your top 5. Who gets it done in California? 7 laps to go in round 7 of the Outsider Racing League. Green flag back in the air.
Good start for the 19, not so much for the 2. He's got Bailey Turner all over him right now, and some guys fanning out in the background as they all file off into turn 1 and get single file, actually.
Yeah. Well, this is the calm before the storm. They're going to start building runs and try to take them through.
Oh,
Ortega up the middle, 3 wide.
Sproul immediately bailing out of this. Whoa, Jimmy Miller to the inside on the apron. He gets loose.
Big bobble. He's going to try to protect his spots, but he's going to get just thrown right at the middle of the racetrack down the back straight.
Yeah, 4 wide there as the 25 Tim Downey Jr. waiting.
Whoa,
No
here
patience
they
for
go.
him.
For the lead, there was almost contact door to door.
Bailey turned to the inside. 19 dropping to the back fast. He's a non-factor at the moment.
6 laps to go. The 24 has the lead.
Boy.
Bruce Boyer on his rear bumper.
Easy with the blocking. You can get turned here. You got to be careful.
And this will be a nasty wreck if a car gets turned sideways in front of the field. Coming back, it'll be 10 miles to go at the line. The 66 of Campbell down at the bottom. Bruce Boyer trying to build a run. The 25 looks to the bottom on the 66. Can't get there.
Look below the bottom. He went to the apron and tried to make a pass on Campbell. He's still looking.
See it again. He's looking. He's going to tuck back in line. The 18 is going to go up the middle, but there's no room.
Yeah, Tim Downey Jr. blocks him off just a little bit. Now he'll go to the outside of the 25.
Oh my goodness. If we complete this.
Really, really tight, and we're running out of space.
Oh, they can't believe they're doing this. 4 wide in the middle of the field.
Oh, the 26 almost looked for a hole where the 18 was. That could have been a wreck there, and they're really, really getting close to each other and to each other's doors here.
This makes Talladega look like a drag strip.
Oh
no, the 18 and 2 quarter panel, the quarter panel through 1 and 2.
Oh, the 30
car.
off of the 26.
Here they go, the 75.
Gabba.
Oh, man. They save it. No, there they go. The 33 spins.
No caution.
Stay green. Front of the field. 3 wide for 5th.
Oh, Martinez to the inside. Going to move. 2 of Reggie take out of the way.
Oh,
The Halpern hits him.
Here they go. Crashing on turn 4. Huge impact in the wall.
Caution.
Clobbered by the 27. Caution out with 5 to go. Nasty, nasty wreck.
We'll get this. Will be our first attempt at a green-white checkered, and Reggie Ortega is done for the day.
Wow. Nasty, awful wreck in turn 4. And it was only a matter of time, Finian. With how, look at this. Turn sideways and then bam into the wall. Jordan Ashland clobbered him. That was nasty. Nasty, nasty looking wreck. Gets turned sideways off the bumper of the 25, or 26, excuse me. And it's hit back and into the fence, and watch Jordan Ashland. Oh.
I'm actually curious of how much Ashland got damaged for that, because his hood came back on the car after, so might have not been as bad as we thought. But there you see the 26 filing it in.
Yeah, it's just such a little bump, and Ortega tries to save it, and he's going to get hit right here up the racetrack. And then the 27. Oh, man, we're going to ride on board of the 27 full speed here to get a perspective of what it was like to ride on board with him through that accident. You're just hoping and praying that it won't do this. That was pretty hard hit.
He got actually more damage hitting the wall there. And actually, yeah, it looks like he's got some handling damage too.
Wow. First green-white checkered of 2 that we have tonight. Alec Martinez has found his way into 4th. Key position gain for the 18.
Only problem is he's going to be stuck on the outside lane, but
which hasn't been getting very good launches, but once they get up to speed, that's been the lane to beat.
Have to see here. If Bailey Turner can get a good enough restart, he should be able to run away with this.
Yeah, that car is definitely done.
I think he's going to try to hope. I actually don't even know. Let him even back out on the track. But
well, looks like the smoke has at least stopped emanating from the engine.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to get some required repairs.
If you can get rolling, possibility you can gain some spots.
Oh yeah, I think he's definitely going to try to get back out there if he can. But again, that's if he can. Doesn't have too many required repairs.
It's going to be a lot of time. Jordan Ashland also damaged. Jeremy
Miller
also
AJ Stravato too. He got in that inside on the
he's actually. I mean, I don't know how much damage he's got.
Yeah,
a little
decent
bit.
Amount.
But I that was really lucky for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that could have been him involved in that, but
and he was lucky because he was not going to be anywhere close to being able to compete for more spots. But the caution let him catch back up. So Stravato,
he might not see it as lucky, but it might have prevented him from getting in that wreck. Never know.
All right. Well, at the front of the field, a couple drivers I wanted to bring your attention to: Tim Downey Jr. in the 25. His teammate in the 26, Zach Halpern, dropped out of the... Yeah, he came down to pit lane. He's got some damage on the nose of that car. Again, the Iowa winner from a few weeks ago. This team has definitely found some pace lately. But tonight they've been extremely aggressive, and rightfully so, trying to get every spot they can. Tim Downey Jr. is looking like he's got an opportunity to win this race. And the 66 of Gerald Campbell, this has just been a great race for him. Bryce Calusa's in second. A big shakeup inside the top 10. Casey Lakatos is there, Trejo and Ronas.
Yeah, this is Campbell's first start this season, so what a way to debut.
Absolutely.
First race of the season, running up in third. Then we've got Bryce Calusa in the 82 up in front of him. He's going to be starting in second place on the outside. He's going to be at a disadvantage here.
So, of the 29 cars that started the race, we've got 20 of them on the racetrack in raceable condition. And you can bet 20 of them have a chance to win this race. This makes Talladega look lame with how aggressive and crazy it's been tonight. I can't believe we were watching some of the racing we saw. I'm amazed the crashes have been as small as they have been.
Yeah, I'm amazed we haven't had more cautions with the way these guys have been going at it.
It's our fourth or third?
I think third.
I think that's right. I can tell you. Fourth.
Oh, this is our fourth.
All right, well, should be getting the 2 to go this time through. I will remind you that once we have passed the official time to run this race, which will be in 2 laps, the live timing and scoring does not work until they cross the line. So I will be pulling away the bottom or the side ticker and pulling up the top ticker, just because that will be accurate to the actual positions that they are in. So the lights should shut off this time through. They do.
Yeah, when they come by this time, they'll actually complete the scheduled distance, and we'll go an extra 2 laps into overtime.
Overtime is the right time. Do we see a first-time winner, or do we see someone who's an incumbent?
I mean, there's a really solid shot. You got the 82 to 66. I'm pretty sure Tim Downey doesn't have a win yet.
Correct.
I'll check that.
Well, the drivers that have won races, not necessarily this year, but in outside of Racing League competition, Bailey Turner, Alec Martinez, Alex Bell, Joshua Banks in the top 10. Most of the top 10 has never won a race in outside of Racing League competition.
Yeah, even looking at Angelo Ronas too in the 29. Yeah, Tim Downey Jr. his highest finish in ORL was actually last week at Atlanta in 3rd. So has a chance to improve on that tonight, potentially get a win here, but it all depends on this start. How each lane gets going. Obviously, Bailey Turner's got the advantage being the leader, but can the 82 match it? 18 is going to need him to match it because he's going to be at a deficit otherwise, at least by the time they get to turn 1.
Yeah, this 18 car is going to be going. The problem is, with the reduced horsepower of these cars, they don't get up and go very well.
Yeah.
They don't really spin the tires. Once you get that pedal to the floor, that's all you got. So getting through the gears is increasingly important at tracks this big. But Martinez, look at the 15 car laying back. I don't know how race control will view that, Finian, but he's going to close up right there. 2 laps to go. Our first green-white checker to the night. Here we go. Bailey Turner. Calusa did not get going.
And green flag back in the air here. Great start for the leader. You see him going down to the apron, trying to get clear of any draft that anyone can get from behind him, but it's a scramble for second.
He's going to get run over once they build a run. The 25 trying to build a run with the 66. Nose to tail as they come through 1 and 2. The 25 takes a hard left below the line of the back straight. Fair game here.
Yeah, definitely fair game. He's going to try to get to the inside of the 66, and you see Alec Martinez trying to find some way through. They're getting up really fast on the 24 Bailey Turner.
Here they come into turn 3, coming back to the white. If we make it back to the white flag, the next flag will end the race. It will. There they go, behind him. Big spin out of turn 4, caution out, and our second green-white checker to the night.
Oh, and a bunch of cars spinning on through. Big wrecking behind them.
They're trying to figure out which cars were in it. I think I see the 12.
It was a 12 to 36.
And more.
Well, looks like Yosugali actually got out there with pretty little damage, all things considered.
So our second green-white checker to the night. This will be our final attempt at a green flag finish. So let's go back and see how this one started. It started with the 51, I believe. The Brandon Key. I think he might have gotten run into by the... Oh, was it teammates that got together, Finian? Yes, it was.
Oh, that's
unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
And
yeah.
the 36 of Banks got caught up in it. Oh, AJ Stravato. Yeah, Banks out of the race as well.
He might be all right.
Oh, it's right on board.
I think most of the damage to him came in the rear. He did go for a gnarly spin down into pit lane.
Almost had it cleared.
You get some solid damage on the right side.
And he's going to hit this wall here as well. It's a pretty hard hit to all the corners. Yusuf Ghali got a big piece of it as well. AJ Stravato.
Yeah.
Stravato just has no luck. I'm convinced that he's got the least luck of any driver in the field.
Yeah.
The 2 teammates getting together caused the 5th caution of the night. Right here. And Stravato thinks he's through. And right here, the 12th.
Oh, and nothing he could do. He picked a lane that was open. Unfortunately, it closed as he was getting through it still.
It's just the last thing you want to see is when 2 drivers that are teammates end up collected.
New teammates,
brand new teammates. For this is the first round, they have been teammates, and there'll probably be a discussion after this. But just a little bit of a hit, gonna turn them around, and everyone tries to scatter to miss it. The 12 car is the one that's going to
It
really
actually looks like Key didn't get that much damage. All things good. Even Bowers, too.
Yeah, Bowers actually, I mean, they created a storm behind him, but they got through it for the most part. We're right on board with the 51 here. Just turned.
And straight again.
Oh, man. 36 goes sliding down onto the pit lane entrance. And a path of destruction behind him.
Definitely lost track position of the 51, but I mean, could have been.
Didn't want to do that. Didn't intentionally have that happen.
Could have been a hell of a lot worse. So.
All right, so here is the. Actually, this is going to not be accurate. So we're going to bring this back up. We're going to have to run with the top ticker. I really wish they'd fix this, but Tigers can't be choosers. Timing and scoring does not like overtime.
Yeah. And speaking of which, setting up for the next restart, it's going to be Bailey Turner still in the lead. Campbell now will be starting in second. The 25, Tim Downey Jr. in third, and Martinez still back and forth on that outside lane.
So this race, as we are going to get probably 3 to go here, this race is going to be more than 6 or 7 laps over our scheduled distance. So this race was scheduled to be 95 laps. Oh, actually, it's going to tell us once it's done. But this race is scheduled to be 95 laps and 190 miles.
Yeah, it's gonna
and
be...
now it's going to be 103.
I think 100.
Because the next time we come around, it'll be 2 to go.
Oh, yeah.
104, actually. I think. Well, we'll see it. We'll see where it ends up. But this is what we've got here. So we've actually brought this race from under 200 miles to over 200 miles with these last couple of yellows. Alex Bell has crept his way inside the top 5 tonight. He hasn't really entered a whole lot of races this season. He's been missing for a lot of it. But he's won a couple races last season, trying to get back on the bicycle, so to speak. And running in 5th right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he's missed 2 races this season.
So not a lot, but...
He's definitely hurt him in the points. He's had some fairly okay finishes, fairly solid finishes in the midfield, but... yeah, it definitely needs to get some points to get him up inside of the playoff picture because he's currently stuck back in...
How about this? Eddie Trejo started dead last tonight. 29th. Currently sitting in 7th.
Yeah, that's a really good run for him. But
he always seems to creep in at the end of these things when they get messy.
And, I mean, hey, you can still gain a few more spots. But actually, yeah, going quickly back to Alex Bell. He's back in 19th in the points. He actually lost 6 positions, I think, from not showing up last week at Atlanta. So he's hoping to gain those spots back and show him back in the picture. I mean, hey, he's got a really good chance at getting it here. He's going to be starting on the inside line right behind the leaders. We'll see if Tim Downey Jr. can get a good enough restart because I think this is going to be a big threat for Bailey Turner because we saw Tim Downey Jr. is not afraid to use the apron to make a move coming out of 2.
Remember, these 2 had an issue earlier tonight as well.
Yeah.
So... I don't think anybody's going to be holding anything back in the last couple moments of this race.
Yeah, especially because if caution comes out, if the caution comes out on that green flag lap, we go immediately back on. That's going to end the race. If we get the white flag, these guys are going to race it back to the line.
Yeah,
so they're going for everything at this point.
Yeah, so just to clarify, we've got 2 laps when we come back to the start-finish line. If we crash before the white flag, the race is over. If we make it to the white flag, we'll get that extra lap no matter what carnage happens after that. Yeah. And I pray for every driver in this field if we get the white flag.
And they were really close to getting it last time through. They were within
100 feet away.
Yeah. They just came out of turn 4. I'm sure Turner saw the flagman with the white flag in hand.
Well,
and unfortunately, that caution came back out, so we're going to have to go again.
Going to be a little counterintuitive here. The belts are going to get tight. The gloves are coming off.
I was going to say, tighten those seatbelts one more time.
And take those gloves off. It's a little counterintuitive advice, isn't it? If you want to strap in, put your gloves back on. But these guys are going to rip them off because they're definitely
going to need the gloves. It's going to get dicey here.
Coming back to the green-white checker, the final attempt tonight. 103 laps will be the final race distance. Green flag back in the air.
Aggressive start for Bailey Turner down on the apron. Got a good jump over the rest of the field.
Again, we're going to see the field build up a run as they come on through.
Not a good start for Alex Martinez, who drops back into 5th.
Bit of a contact there between the 66 and 25. They're going to build a huge run and try to overtake the 24. This is good, though. The single file will let them bump and push. Here they come.
Oh, Bailey Turner defending
To the
on
left.
the apron.
This is not going to work.
This is definitely not going to
work.
work. Turner gives him the space, and here comes Tim Downey Jr. They're going to almost door each other into 3.
He's
Tim Downey
through.
Jr. takes the lead.
Tim Downey Jr. to the top spot. Coming back to the white flag. Do we make it there?
I think we might. We're really close. Here they come.
Oh, man.
White flag's in the air.
2 miles left. 2 wide for the lead. The 66 and the 25. Martinez is there as well.
Oh!
They're dooring each other. They crash. Huge crash at the front of the field. The 18's through.
Oh, he's not clear yet. He's got Alex Bellin behind him and no one else to deal with. The 15 can get the run here.
Big crash in turn 1. Last lap. The field going to the checkers. Down the back straightaway, Martinez has made it through the chaos, but here comes Bell to the outside.
He's going to try to get a run here, maybe apex the corner. Let's see what this 15's got.
To the outside, here comes Bell. Can he build a run?
There he goes
to
to
the
the
line,
inside.
dives on down, to the checkers.
Can't get it done.
Nose to tail. Here they come, 3 wide of the line. Who's got it? Alec Martinez by a nose. By 93 thousandths of a second, and they collide. Wow. Wow.
How about that? C's parted for the 18 right there.
And there will certainly be discussion about that finish. We're going to go back and take a look at it. The 24 and 18 together. But the points leader coming into the night, maybe a bit of frustration. I don't know if that's frustration or congratulations.
I don't think that's frustration. I don't think they really had much of a problem with each other. I think that was more congratulations there.
We will go back and watch the replay, so hang tight
Oh,
here.
here comes Halpern.
Halpern.
Hello.
I don't know if that's frustration.
That's frustration.
I don't know if these were the two that were involved.
Don't remember them getting into it.
I don't know if we really saw all that really happened here. But clearly the 26 of Halpern is upset. Dramatic final laps here at Auto Club Speedway. The 18 car will go to victory lane with a damaged race car.
Yeah, that's one way to do a Polish victory lap, I guess.
All right. We're going to watch it burn out for a moment. Then we're going to show you the last couple laps. All right. I don't know if he's even got the juice to do a burnout. Scrap that. We're going to go back and take a look. So how did this start is my question.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue.
So, wow, this is a nasty wreck. So let's look from up above. We're going to have to watch this in slow-mo, I think. All right, so here we're going to go from up on top in slow motion just so we can get a good idea of exactly what happened here. So, out of turn 4, the 25 was leading the race. The 18 was building a run here. And I guess my question, because the 26 was nowhere near the 18. So, did the 18 get into somebody that caused the wreck?
Let's see here.
So, as they come across, I think the 24 and the 66... Uh-oh. Maybe the 18 did get into the 20. Oh, he gets hit from the... I don't know. I mean, that's racing to me.
Yeah, you can't really blame anyone there.
Wow, look at that wreck with the 25, though. Wow! The 80. Did you see Calusa?
Yeah, he
Holy cow. We have to... I mean, we got to look at this again. The 82 of Bryce Calusa. Watch this. Yeah, the 18... I don't know. I mean, everyone's jostling. I don't know if you could really blame the 18 for that. But watch this. Watch this 82. He's going to get into the 24 and up into the fence.
Man.
30, 40 feet of air time.
Oof.
Up and over, and more cars torn up. Go back and just take another look at more of the cars involved in this one. So the 24 was also in it. Bailey Turner, they're going to get hooked. The 25, the 21, Ronis got caught up in it. Man. Should we watch it? Do we dare watch this at full speed from someone on fifth on back?
Yeah, why not? And all is relatively calm from back here, at least in the 51's eyes.
Oh, you're about to see some airborne cars. Wow, look at the impacts there.
Yeah, did a great job avoiding it. A lot of guys did. Diving down onto the apron.
All right, now we got to watch the finish here as they came on through. So Bell set this up excellently. I don't think he could have done this a whole lot better.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't go to the inside. I honestly thought that would have probably been a better move for him.
And he's trying to carry the momentum the best he could. And the 30 car Miller came across the line. Actually, Miller was scored in second. So here is your finish across the line.
Yeah, and Miller just got him.
Holy cow. I mean, that was spectacular for second place. But, I mean, just chaotic final moments. The 15 swinging left and right, trying to build a run. But the final lap of this one, scarred by chaos as they came on through. Alec Martinez with a victory. And we're going to talk to him and several others here in just a moment. 15 and 30 dooring each other at the line. Trejo 4th, Ronis in 5th. All right, let's take a look at your race results before we jump to break real quick. Here's a race summary for everybody. 102 laps completed, 35 lead changes, 82 green flag laps of the 102 we ran, 5 cautions, and 20 caution laps. I mean, that is crazy as it gets, Finian, but unfortunately for Tim Downey Jr., he's going to end up in 18th. I know he's going to be upset with how things turned out. We will try to talk to him if we can. Bryce Calusa down in 19th after having a really strong run tonight as well. But unfortunate run for a bunch of drivers. We'll be right back to talk to your winner. Stay with us.
To most, driving is just a mundane task between point A and point B. Nothing more. It's the frustration of traffic at 8 a.m. The feeling of sickness on a long ride. The car? Just a tool. It's supposed to be practical, reliable, and fast. But the speed is really the reason cars exist. Born out of a necessity to make that A to B trip just a little bit faster. Some have a deeper connection with cars. Found somewhere in the bond of man and machine, a desire to be part of something bigger than yourself. It's the extension of mind and body to something more exciting than just another appliance. And these people never cared about practicality or reliability. To them, the only thing that matters is speed. We're born with a competitive nature, part of a biological necessity that has not yet worn off with time. People have raced for thousands of years, and that competition has transcended history and found its way to the industrial age. Railroads raced to build across the country, replacing the horses whose strength is still used as a benchmark for power today. And as personal vehicles became popular, the railroads died off. What once was the quickest way across the country became snail's pace in comparison. The interstate highway system expanded and cars populated every driveway. And the competition between types of transport quickly transitioned into the race to have the fastest car. Bragging rights. Manufacturers like Porsche, Ferrari, and BMW emerged in auto racing, each trying to one-up the other. Building engines became an arms race. Who could build the fastest dinosaur-powered legs? So while the passion for cars has died for most, there are still people that are fascinated by racing. The sights, the sounds, the smell of burning rubber and spent race fuel lingering in the air, this is what attracts us to the sport of auto racing. We are empowered by drivers that climb in impossibly fast cars and put everything on the line for the sake of competition. Drivers who know that one slip-up can lead to disaster. And for the longest time, wishing to be a race car driver was just a childhood dream. All we could ever be was a spectator. Opportunities? Limited and expensive. Reserved only for the who's who of the racing world. Until now.
Welcome back live to Sim TV here for the conclusion of round 7 of the 2019 Outsider Racing League from Fontana, California. Here now with third place finisher Alex Bell. Alex, a chaotic, crazy last couple laps. You managed to sneak on through for third, had a shot at the win. Talk to us about those final laps and if you could have done anything different.
Yeah, man, you just had 6 cars under a blanket there at the white flag, and we wrecked them up and junked them up going off into one. And going down to, I had Alex set up almost perfectly. I had a huge run on him, and I probably could have forced the issue a little bit more on the inside of him in turn 3, but I didn't want to take a chance of ruin both our races. So I thought maybe if I could roll the high sign better and cross him over, I could get the run. But Jeremy Miller and everyone else from back just had such a huge run with the draft that it kind of closed up any space I had to make a run at him.
Did this race like you expected it to? Because I think we were caught off guard by the field spreading out a little bit through the middle of the run. But when that last caution came out, did you expect it to be so chaotic at the front of the field?
A little bit, yeah. But I kind of expected it to be chaotic throughout the entire race, and I was actually very surprised that we started off the race with as long as green flag run as we did. But that's what happens. These kind of things, you get towards the end of these races, the intensity level goes up, and the brain wires start getting turned off a little bit. So you gotta expect the intensity to go up. So it doesn't really surprise me that much.
I know we missed a couple races this year, but this is certainly a step in the right direction for your finishes. So do you take away a positive attitude from this, and are you excited to continue the season next week?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've missed a few weeks this season, and I'm really hoping to try to get back in playoff contention. A top 5 run is what we need. We need to keep on reeling off these top 5s and hopefully turn them into wins. I think we go to Chicagoland next, and that's another little mile and a half. That draft means a lot for us, so I'm excited for that too.
All right, Alex Bell, third place tonight, the number 15 Camaro. Great job, Alex. We'll see you later.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too. All right, next up in the booth, we're going to be talking to the number 30 of Jeremy Miller, who managed to sneak on through. I think you were like 7th or 8th coming to the white flag. Managed to steal second, only 93 thousandths back from Alec Martinez. Talk to us about that last restart and coming to the checkers.
I got a really good restart, and I got to the bottom of a few people and passed like 3 or 4 cars on that first lap. And then I was under Eddie, I think, going into one, and they wrecked on their outside, so I was able to just slip under a wreck. And then I got to Bell and Alec, just didn't have enough space to get the lead.
In the final corner, is there anything you could have done different or lined yourself up differently to get the lead away, or was that pretty much all you had?
No, I wasn't going to be able to pass 2 cars with it. I was wide open, and I arced it as well as I felt like I could have, and there was nothing I could do. They both ran good corners as well, and I only got one of them.
And of course, it seems like you obviously won Daytona and dominated there. Also had a really strong run tonight, but it seems like as a whole, your finishes have been improving. What's changed for you in that number 30 this season? Because the finishes are really starting to come together.
Just not wrecking race cars. I mean, we definitely had top 5 speed tonight, and I dug myself a hole with a penalty, and I got some damage at one point on the front stretch, and just managed to not overthink it and overdrive it, trying to get it back and let it come back to me. Versus years past, I probably would have ended up walling the car and finished 20th.
How many positives can you take away from this race? And did you learn anything tonight that maybe you can apply to some other races in the rest of the season?
Maybe at a couple mile and a half, but mostly this is a pretty unique race. I mean, it's pretty much wide open, but it drives nothing like Daytona or Daytona. It wasn't much lifting. I was definitely learning a little bit with the pinching with this package. I've never pinched as hard as I was tonight, and I was making that work, but that's probably about it.
All right, well, Jeremy Miller in the Valvoline Camaro, second place tonight, if only by a half a car length. Thanks, Jeremy. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Next up, we're going to talk to, looks like Tim Downey Jr. in the number 25. Tim, a frustrating end to this race. Came to the white flag in contention in the lead. Came to the checkers down in, I believe, 18th spot. So I know it's frustrating. I saw a little bit of displeasure from your teammate towards the end, towards the leader or the winner of the race. Just walk us through that white flag lap and all the chaos that ensued.
Yeah, I feel like I did everything I needed to do to win that race. I got the run on Bailey down the backstretch. I had to call his bluff and try to get underneath him. Luckily, he didn't run me down. It was a tough situation where we were all crowded there. I had to move up the block Alec a little bit, and I think when I did, we swiped, and the rest is history. It really stinks, but, I feel really good about where we ran tonight. We played it safe, and I feel like we were right there when we needed to be.
It seems like as a whole, this team has been incredibly strong ever since banding together. Of course, the win for Halpern a couple weeks ago in Iowa and a very strong run tonight. I know this might have been a negative race in terms of the finishing positions, but how much confidence do you guys have as a team knowing that these cars are competitive and race winning week in and week out now?
We have a lot of confidence right now. I felt like when we band together and we practice every week, it gets better and better every week. We're playing it smart, we're racing smarter, and
All right. Any other final thoughts after leaving Fontana? I know it was a frustrating night, but still a strong run for you in that 25.
there's a couple guys out there. I'm gonna start racing them like they race me. I'm not gonna name any names, but there was a person up there in the top 5 all night that I felt like raced me pretty dirty. And I'll
All right. Tim Downey Jr. started 7th, 18th tonight on the finishing board for the 25. Thanks, Tim.
thank you.
Moving on now to teammate Zach Halpern, driving the number 26 car tonight. Winner from a couple weeks ago. Zach, not directly involved with that closing lap carnage up at the front of the field, but you were showing your displeasure to the 18 of Alec Martinez at the end of the race. Your thoughts after that finish?
It was definitely just a racing deal looking at it. I wanted to, I was a little mad at Alec there for, Tim getting involved. I just heard Tim saying, "Oh shit, I'm wrecked," and I got up there and then I'm like, let me just congratulate him. Had to wreck him one way or another, so might as well do it when he wins and wreck him like that. But it was all in good humor, in my opinion. I wasn't really out to get him. I just wanted to give him a little love tap.
Of course, the win at Iowa a few weeks ago, a big confidence boost, but both your cars running extremely strong tonight. I know you finished inside the top 10, your teammate down in 18th. How many positives can you take away from this race moving forward, knowing that you guys are consistently running inside the top 5?
This was definitely a good race for us, even though we didn't get the finish that we necessarily wanted to. We're putting in a lot of practice together, and that definitely helps us. And we're definitely every single week seeing that we're running up front. This track is just kind of another restrictor play. It's luck, honestly. It's a lot of it, and sometimes you get good, and sometimes you get bad. I was almost involved in like 5 wrecks today, and I only got involved in 2. So not too bad, but again, if I came off aggressive there to Alec, I wasn't. I was just trying to mess with him a little bit, mess with the little kid a little.
All right, Zach. Well, I know not quite as good of a finish as you were hoping, but still a top 10 for the 26 after the win at Iowa a few weeks ago. Thanks for talking. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys. Next week.
All right, moving on now to Bailey Turner, the number 24. Bailey, probably the strongest car in the closing laps, at least the last half of this race. Didn't get the finish that you wanted. Just walk us through why didn't that happen and what could you have done different?
I'm starting a petition for the yellow line rule at a auto club. So, no, you're a sitting duck as the leader, and the whole race it was a dogfight. You didn't want to be back there in that dirty air, and any chance I got, me and Reggie and me and a couple of guys were battling super hard for the lead. I tried to work pit strategy and be one of the earliest guys to pit. That way we can get out on track and get a gap on the guys, and hopefully that would maintain, and you can kind of use the air against them. But unfortunately, those cautions fell at the wrong times. But I got to drive back up through the field once. That was fun. It's just so hard to pass. So that was the biggest thing. And you can't. I mean, as the leader on the restart, you're a sitting duck. And I tried to block. I was blocking below the white line, and I just looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have let him back up onto the surface. I should have just held my line and went to the. It was fun racing up front.
How frustrating is it during the race to have a strong, momentum going forward and to have it get blocked off or to have the dirty air hurt you? Is that frustrating or is that just part of the deal for you?
It's extremely frustrating, especially when you get about 10 to 15 laps into a run. Then I was just working on lifting earlier and just trying to get a better run off the corner and kind of getting at least half of my nose in clean air. That worked for a little bit, but yeah, it's just so frustrating. That's why I tried to stay in the top 2 the whole race. Once you get farther back, 5th, 6th, you're kind of just sitting there just waiting for somebody else to get tight or make a mistake and then pounce. But until then, it was too difficult to pass.
All right, well, Bailey Turner comes home 12th somehow after the chaos in the last lap, a hard hit to the outside fence. But still, half a decent result after the chaos we saw. So, Bailey, congrats on that. Unfortunately, you couldn't do a little bit better.
Thank you.
Yep. And moving on now, I think we got our winner, Alec Martinez, here up in the booth. Alec, I know that last lap went a little bit crazy, but how much control do you have in those final laps, and were you willing to lift? Because we saw you go in there, and were you willing to lift on that last lap, or were you just going to hold it to the throttle, the floor, and go for it?
Well, I think our tires were too worn to go full throttle, or else I would have into one if we were still side by side. I probably would have crashed everybody like I did at Atlanta. But I don't know what happened going into one. I just saw the 66 flinch down from a hit from Bailey, and I went to turn left, so I didn't, I didn't want to get hit, and I hooked Downey, and I didn't want to do that at all. I don't know if I got net coded into him too, but I don't know. I feel bad if I did wreck him. That's not how I wanted to do it. I think we would have had a good clean fight, but I don't know. It could have been. Everybody. I was talking to Tim, apologized to him. He said it was a racing deal, so I don't know. But I guess it's cool to win at my home track since I live like 25 minutes away from it. So I'm born and raised here, so I don't know. 2 wins this year. I guess that's bonus points for the chase. So I know if we go into the schedule, there's a few tracks in the chase that are me. So as long as I have bonus points to kind of help me and spread my lead a little bit longer going into the chase, that'd probably help a decent bit. So I don't know. If I did wreck him, I apologize, but just Auto Club, man. I just really wish we had more horsepower back. It's just, it's not fun with the draft and having to break it. I mean, I'm sure it's fun watching for the first 10 laps, but once the air kicks in, there's absolutely no passing. There's nothing to do. So if you're the leader, like the way, so there's really nothing to do. It's just I don't know. This package is pretty much a joke. It's I wish NASCAR would change it, but we got the Gen 7 coming up, so see what it does there. But I know next week we go to, or we're actually off next week, and I know Fuel's on Tuesday at Talladega, so. But still, good momentum, good race. If I did wreck him and all those guys, I feel bad. Wasn't trying to do that at all. So I don't know. Go on to, I think in 2 weeks we go to Chicago, one of those tracks. So we'll see what happens there, and try to get another win without wrecking anybody.
All right, Alec Martinez, victory lane tonight, the number 18. Celebrate, buddy. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, we got one more driver to talk to tonight, and hopefully he's okay after that impact. Bryce Calusa, the number 82. Buddy, airtime there, I give you a 10 out of 10, but just walk us through that last lap and getting sent up airborne, and what was your perspective of that whole incident?
Yeah, I'm all right. Don't worry. Almost landed right set up, but we made it. I got lucky early in the race that put me in the top 5, and from there on, I was just pretty strong all race. I was trying to do a good job of tire management, and toward the end there, I thought I had a real shot to win, or at least a podium. When that second green-white checker came out, I was not happy about that one because I thought I was going to get a second place, but yeah, it's just hard racing, man. We just got into Bailey Turner and into the wall. There we go. Just glad to be here.
It seems like the finishes the last couple weeks. I know that tonight didn't really end as good as you wanted, but it seems like the 82 is up front a lot more tonight. Has something changed for you lately? Have you figured something out with this new package, or is it just kind of working out that way as the season goes on?
I have my strong tracks and my weaker tracks. I think Auto Club is just one of my better ones. I just know how to run the track.
All right, Bryce. Hey, well, we're glad you're okay. I was hoping you didn't have a direct drive wheel or something because you probably would have broken both your wrists with that impact. But, well, good to see that after all that, at least you talked to us. I know it was a frustrating end, but we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, Finny, I think that's all we got to go over. Let's take a look at our results one last time tonight. But a very competitive race, at least at the front of the field. I know some drivers are frustrated, but I think overall, I don't see anything that the 18 car did wrong on that last lap. I think everyone was just pushing and shoving. Nothing the 18 did wrong, so congratulations to Alec Martinez. But you've got some points updates for us, I think.
Yeah, well, not much of a really change, at least in the front, because Alec Martinez is still leading. He actually expands his lead over Jeff Roy, who actually drops down to 4th. And actually, let me quickly go back to that page real quick. Daniel Ronis, somehow through all this, actually, he finished in 5th. He actually got a pretty good finish.
Second
moves up into 2nd. Casey Lakatos moves up into 3rd. Jeff Wright drops down to 4th. Jeremy Miller up to 5th. Eli Hinton down to 6th. And Eddie Trejo down up to 7th. And then Tim Downey down to 8th. So a lot of movement.
Lakatos finished, is he 2nd, 3rd in the points?
He's 3rd in the points.
He finished 20th.
Yeah. I was going to say because Wright and a lot of the other guys in the front, they didn't really finish that well. But one thing I really want to highlight before we get off for tonight is how freaking consistent Alec Martinez is. He has not finished lower than 4th in the all 6 races that he's ran so far.
With 2 wins, right?
Yeah, with 2 wins. He has finished in order 4th, 1st, 3rd, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st.
That's insane.
That is a really, really high amount of consistency there. I think-
Certainly the championship favorite as we trudge towards the chase here in just a couple weeks.
Yeah, and also, what's his average finish? Average finish is 2.3.
That's crazy.
That's a really high average finish.
Without bias, I'm going to say that Alec Martinez has got it going on this year. That's going to do it for us tonight. You're going to see us tomorrow night twice with the MindLabs Indy Elite Series at Michigan. That'll be at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're going to see us again at 9:40 with the Trucks at Rockingham. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.